It's the Lincoln Panda Show.
Man, roll the clip.
Roll a clip. Roll a clip,
It's
Panda.
the Lincoln Panda Show.
You're disgusting. You're cross-promoting like a bastard.
How am I cross promoting?
That's good. You're supposed to.
That's our shit.
Okay. Oh, you fucking...
How you doing today, man?
What up, brother? How you doing, man? Chilling.
I can't complain.
Chilling. Let's be respectful, and I want to give my my condolences. I mean, to the family, even to Joe, but by his mom's passing by. I knew the lady. She passed on. I mean, I knew the lady, and like I had nothing but good energy when I was with her. And Building 1000 over there in Forest, him and his father. His mom's and his father. So, rest in peace. And may she go straight to heaven, and God embraces her along with his father.
Most definitely, man. It is really unfortunate because the two deaths happened so close to each other. But, a lot of times.
Look, his father, it was in his last name was Delgado, too. It's
right.
Crazy. Like, my last name is Delgado, so it's crazy. And
but it happens so close to each other.
Gilly's last name is Delgado, too, right?
Right.
That's crazy, right? When you think about it like that.
It happens so close to each other, like within months. And they say that tends to happen a lot of times when you like been with someone for so long and you really could die of like that heartbreak. You know what I mean?
And our moms is, even my moms, they up in their age where, a lot of things happen at that age, and, but yeah, God bless them, right? God bless them. You know what I'm
saying? It's just kind of crazy though, because people were like, Panda, why'd you make this video saying RIP to his mom and stuff like that? Like you guys always make videos on Joe's neck, but it's like, okay, so when we do something positive, when we don't do something positive, you guys complain, but then when we do something positive, you guys complain.
You got to let them know though. You got to let them know that that was done before his mom passed away.
No. Me doing a video saying RIP to his mom. The video I did saying rest in peace to his mom because she had passed, and I did that video letting the people know. Right. People were complaining about that, saying, why would you do that video when all you guys do is negative content on Joe? But then like people complain that we don't do positive videos.
First of all, his parents have nothing to do with our problems.
Right.
So, and I enjoy the Charlie Rock LD joint you did too.
Yeah.
For his birthday and all that. So much love, but salute to those that, are not here no longer. And we just showing you how we could separate things. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. Like, Joe know what he's done. His malicious acts, I never reflected them on his parents. I treated them separate. You know what I'm saying? I always show my respect for the elders. I show my respect for the actual time that I was with them. I was with them at least 3-4 times. With his father, even more. With his mom's, with his son. He took me to his 7th per dia old birthday. To little Joey. So I respect those things, man. I'm not a monster. We're not over here doing monstrous things and trolling. Like when I speak about Joe, it's me and Joe. That's why I urge everybody always to know that. He did a lot of things wrong, man. And I'm not saying that he's paying for it. I'm not gonna go back to the same tree where he did with Charlie LD. God don't like ugly. Like that's what he's about.
Right.
I'm not about that. Never been. Especially if I met somebody and I know they had nothing to do with it. Maybe they was all there. Hoping for my downfall and saying negative stuff about me because they're with that family. Where they're with Joe. But I'm not like that. I'm not gonna let the devil, like pull me into certain things that I'm not, maybe behave in a certain way that, is shameful, and it's not who I am. So that's the difference between me and him.
That's one thing that they can't say, because anytime that you've ever spoken about his dad, it's always been positive. You spoke about the positive interaction that you had with his dad, and his dad was very honest with you. You know what I mean?
Cuban. He was Cuban, and he had my last name. We got the same last name.
Right.
So it was that, And his mom's too. His mom's cooked for us in his house over there, stuff like that. I remember his mom, man. She was a good lady. So, you know, when we talked about Money Man, Money Man too. To me, he was more good dude than bad dude. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just that type of individual. And there's a lot of individuals like me with respect. It's just when we get into this computer world, everybody's expecting a certain thing and they forget about those, kind of things, those kind of ethical things that, some of us still have with us that we have to represent, And it's not to mimic or joke about. It's real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, man. And losing a parent is never an easy thing. I mean, you've lost your father before, so you know
And
what I'm saying?
Nobody said what I'm saying. Nobody
Right.
said, salute to Cuban's father. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people knew my father in that side. Never gave my father a salute, nothing. So I'm not doing it just because they didn't do it to me. I mean, I expected it from them. I'm doing it for me. You know what I'm saying? So.
But knowing how that pain feels, I don't expect you to ever mock somebody or shit on them or anything like that when they lose a parent, because you know how deeply that hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like your parents is like a special connection.
Of course, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I knew him personally. So, I remember that part of him. And I remember, my memory is about that. The personal energy, what I saw in his moms and his dad, you know what I'm saying? And other people. I always treated people within, you know what I'm saying? Not blame him for, saying that, what Joe did or how he is, and I kept it respectful that way. That's when I say, I kept it G with people. And they still, the same people that I show love to, not to go back, but like a Raul, you know what I'm saying? Guys like that. A lot of other guys. I'm saying, rest in peace, Raul too. But I'm just saying, they had a one-on-one, flexes. They had a relationship with me one-on-one, so I treated them like that in the beginning. Like, yo, listen, this is between me and Joe, not y'all. I said that to them before. I gave them passes in real life, and they go back and they, they do sneaky stuff behind my back. They hurt my business. They stop block deals. So it's my stupidity to a point, but it's still my integrity and who I am. So as long as I show it, and this is sincere and it's not a joke, I think the spirit of them people are I think they thanking me and they understand me. So I got no tricks up my sleeve when I say things like this.
Yeah, man. You know what? Joe has had a tough year and a half as far as losing people. You know what I'm saying? Like he lost Herb Gotti back in February around the same time as his dad.
I just seen them on the Jada, the Joe and Jada show.
Right.
And to me, he didn't see that much. When he spoke about his mom just passing, I didn't see too much, grief in there. So maybe he's over it. Maybe he's prepared. Like I said, when you lose a lot of people back to back like that, you turn numb. You turn kind of numb. But still, when your mom's, all that numbness out, it goes out the window. That's special. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your mom's your dad. But he, I heard him speak on the Jada show, and I know that was recorded earlier, before. So, he looks like he's handling really, really well, and he just send a salute to his moms, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't see no emotional moment there. Maybe he didn't want to give you that emotional moment,
right?
But
But like I was saying, his brother died around Thanksgiving, along with Percy died around that time too.
Oh, he got about a dozen. About a dozen that died. Yeah. I always bring that metaphor with the Pharaoh, Pharaoh Moses story. When I let my people go, give Cuban his give Cuban his due, yo. You know what I'm saying? Get pumped back his money. Stop blocking, situations for other artists, man. Do the right thing in other words. And just the guy to keep putting them plagues out for him. He doesn't see it. Neither did Pharaoh, until it was too late. But it is what it is.
Yo, salute to everybody in the chat.
We got to bring the energy back up.
Right. Yeah, salute to everybody in the chat right now, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up today. It's going to be a great show. Yeah, we're just happy to have you guys here.
What are we doing here, Panda? What are we doing?
Oh yeah, we reacting to those throwback interviews, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna go back on Joe now after we just
shout out to come on, man. Yo, no. Shout out to Rap Scene. They uploaded 2 interviews, right? There was one of Joe talking right before he released Jose, right? Jealous One Still Envy, where
that was the same year I got cut.
Right. That was literally 3 months, probably around September or something like that. I think it was. So that was like 5 months after you got cut.
Yeah, my shit.
Yeah.
13, so
and it's one of the few times that we've seen him talk about you, right? And a lot of people,
you know what? Those are important because that's fresh out the frying pan right there.
Right, exactly. And we've never really seen him talk about it so close to the actual incident that it happened, right? Most people haven't seen this. So we're going to react to that. But also there's an interview of Cuban right before he was supposed to drop 24K, right? I think it was like 3 months before, because you were supposed to drop it in March. So a month before you got cut, right? Which makes sense because then they told you, oh, you only projected to sell 5,000 copies, yada, yada. Then you had the actual meeting with the lawyer with Joe and everything. And then the incident at Jimmy's happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yeah, we're traveling back in time, but this is basically real footage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you our stories, but now we got real footage of our attitudes, of our thoughts, and you can see also the mannerisms. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's called on footage, it's caught on camera, so you could tell what, you know what I'm saying, how I handled it, how he handled it, and how he told the greatest lie on earth, and how he conveyed the crowd. He even conveyed me. The speech he gave was very, so honorable. If you're listening and you don't know nothing about what happened, oh man, he had a perfect angle to it. You know what I'm saying? And he said how much he loved me, and it's unfortunate, and I would never wish that on anybody to get cut a face. So there's a lot of things we got to go over, and we got to check out the mannerisms. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to check it out.
You want to go into that first, or you want to go into your old interview first?
Whatever, you the DJ. So
all right. Well, since we already on this, let's get to this first, then Joe's part. All right. So let me
let me see how I do this.
Present what? I mean, what do what?
Okay, I see it now. No, because I couldn't see the chat. Now I can see
okay, got you.
Chavez, what's up, baby? Rafa. Yeah, man.
All right. Let's see. You guys see that?
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, we're going into the Beluga files first.
Yeah, the Beluga files. No, that looked like a young Joe right there. You know what I'm saying?
The Beluga files. This is the Beluga files right here. This is like the Chronicles of the Beluga files.
Well, wait, before we get into this, right? What did you think about that thing I sent you on the Ozempic about how they lose the muscles in the face and stuff like that?
Oh, you sent me that. Oh,
yeah, I'm the one that sent you that.
Yeah, I think that was crazy. I thought that was crazy. It's like
it's true though. Do you see that though? You see how people always look weird after they take it though, right?
Yeah, it's like the lizard. Like you said, they take from the lizard the poison of a what? Komodo dragon or something?
I don't know.
They take the poison of something or the piss of an animal, of a lizard. It's a lizard, and they inject it into that's what it's made of, like the main ingredient of the.
Oh shit! For real?
Yeah, that's why it breaks down the muscles in your face.
Wow.
So you see a lizard, lizard always has like a hole in it, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're taking the toxins of another species and you put it into you. That's like cloning and shit. You putting the DNA of that reptile in your face. You're gonna start looking like a reptile. That's what a beluga.
You start looking like. Yo, then that can go down the whole.
They got reptilians.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You can go into that whole like what is it? Conspiracy about the animals, the reptilian humans and all that stuff like that. Yeah. Yo, this person here, New York Graph, he said, did Cuban ever find out who cut him? People find this hard to believe.
Yeah,
you don't know.
I never found out who cut me, ever. You know what I'm saying? They could talk all that shit. I found out. All I ever asked Joe was to tell me who cut me. You know what I'm saying? Before I said, he could have me, if he was my friend, he could have had a gift for me, a present, somebody in the basement. Or he could have just wrote that address, or he wrote, give me a picture, you know what I'm saying? And a name, and it would have been cool. Like I could have been able to squash it with him. But he never did that. Instead, he sent me a letter from his lawyer saying, try to put a gag order on me. That's why I knew it came from that side and he was part of it. That's the only evidence I had that he was protecting the guy who, what I'm saying, the identity of whoever did that to me. So I never knew, and nobody in the streets. And I've been everywhere in the Bronx, around the whole Bronx, and everywhere in New York, and nobody ever came to me and told me who, what I'm saying. So that's why,
But it's crazy though,
all the blame goes to the fat Beluga. That's why.
Right, but online people would say the craziest stuff. They'll be like, everyone in the street been knew who did it.
Then. If that's the case, say it. Give me a picture, whatever. DM me. How's that? Been knew what?
But they do that to make you look pussy, though. They'll be like, Cuban Ben know who it is. He won't do anything.
Even being used around me unless I'm fucking it. So, what I'm saying?
And you call people that too.
When niggas be, he's not pussy. Like when niggas do that shit,
right?
It's like, yo, you didn't compare me to pussy. You crazy motherfucker? Don't even say that to me. You should not even put that same word with Cuban Link's name, except I'm fucking it. Exactly like I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't even like that phrase. Oh, he's not pussy. Like, don't even say that.
Right. So, all right, let's get into this Beluga files.
Houston to San Francisco to everywhere. I'm like, damn, why me? Why I had to see this building fall down with my own eyes? You know what I'm saying? It's sad.
Wait.
And a blessing. It was sort of like a curse. It's sad.
Blessing and a curse.
Real sad.
You should have just put the question, my dude. The
New York, just the whole vibe is crazy. The whole vibe is like, down.
No. I'm trying to find where he starts talking about it.
Holy shit, what a DJ do I fucking get?
It's just messed up, man. It's really messed up. A lot of people coming together. A lot of people
talking about the funeral.
Hard. Hopefully this can bring us.
No, he's talking about 9/11 right now. It's about to come up right now.
All right, the next thing I want to do is get the story straight.
There we go.
Niggas out there don't really know what happened that night at Anthony Martinez's album release party. Cuban Link is no longer with the Terror Squad. Why don't you straight things up? What really happened? What happened there is, he's like a little brother to me, a little brother to Pun.
Yeah.
Very stubborn dude, man. And simple under the wing. You gotta understand, man, I come from welfare, man. I come from the projects. I come from not having nothing. When I came in this game, I didn't make no money. I got jerked coming in this game. So for a guy like me to overcome all them obstacles, being the first Latino to do this, I finally get my own record label. And I'm true.
Wait. He said first Latino to do this?
Of course, that's his ego. His ego's talking. That's him right there at the moment. Be like, he wanted the first Latino. That means my album got to come out now because he's the star. Fuck, that's what he's saying, really.
I thought Cypress Hill came out before him.
Of course, my brother, but you can read in between the lines what he's trying to say. And
I got you.
That crew, he's the first Latino. He's the one who came out of who had it rough and everything. He came out from poverty. He's the only one who did this, not the whole Terror Squad.
So you're saying he's setting the stage? I got you.
Of course, he's setting the stage for the speech.
Mm-hmm.
It's him to set it off with. Spent like $1 million something doing his album.
Wait, right there, stop. He said he spent. I don't think he came for nothing. Remember what he's paving? Came for nothing, welfare and everything. He got the chance to do whatever. He spent. He didn't come out his pocket for a dime. It was Atlantic Records who gave him $10 million. $10 million. He gave him $10 million.
Right.
To spend on the crew, on us, of course.
Wait, but remember, he gave you $500,000, man. He gave everybody $500,000.
He's trying to say he gave me that. That's what he did. That's what he tried to do with Liza. I gave her $1 million. He never gave shit. It was the company's thing.
Wait, how much did you get again? Pun got $15,000, right?
I got $50,000. No, Pun got $30,000. It was $60,000 deals, but Pun and Joe had a deal with it was 50%.
Okay.
What did Joe get? So he got 30, Pun got 30, Joe got 30. From Pun signing to Loud Records. Mm-hmm. Me, I got 50. But I was obliged only to pay like for my signing bonus, I was already Terror Squad too. So I didn't have to give nothing to Joe from the thing. But what it was I was supposed to give 25% to Pun, which I gave Pun, $12,500 from that $50,000. So I gave it to Pun. So when the Ponzi scheme is what I'm saying.
Right.
He got 50. You know, and I didn't mind giving Pun anything. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing, I already know what he did because he already took money off the top because he had the deal. He's the one who brokered the deal with Atlantic, and he's the one who had the right to go inside my budget at any time and take money. So he was gravy. He was gravy with not taking anything from there. He even gave me NSX, but he was supposed to give me $500,000 from the Terror Squad album.
Okay, wait. What year was the NSX when he gave it to you?
It was 93.
Okay, because people acting like, yo, he gave you a brand new one. You weren't grateful for it and stuff like that.
93 Cherry Red. He bought it from this drug dealer named Frank. He bought it for $22,500.
Okay.
So that's what. But I still loved it like it was brand new. And I appreciated the shit out of that car. And I thought my brother right there at that time loved me. You know,
how much was the house that he got you?
He never bought me a house. You know, he went to the, once again, he give you one thing, you give a nigga a rope, he wants to be a cowboy. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a little hoopty NSX. Now he thinks he bought me the house too. He didn't want to say it out there. Gave me $500 out of his pocket. I mean, $500,000 to all his artists. That's when he starts lying. And everybody got to know that he's lying. He never gave me no $500,000 ever for my signing bonus on Terror Squad album. Never gave no artist $500,000. I told you what he gave me. He gave me $10,000 for that. He never bought me a house in his life from that $50,000, which I had what I have after I gave Pun 12.5. I had like $38,000. I bought that house for me, my wife, and my son at the time in Jersey. I bought that myself. Chase Bank, the guy who helped me with that was Domingo, the nigga who sung Flowers for the Dead. He hooked me up with his little Chase fucking manager. And
the guy that you knocked out, right?
I didn't knock him out. I punched him in his face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So, thanks to Yatu Sabes de Melo, right? He gave $2. He said Gilly said Cuban got a fire song with his son. True, right? That's the Free Cuba song, right?
I don't know how the hell he heard it, but yeah.
Oh, I guess he heard from Gilly. No, Gilly spoke about it.
I gave it to Gilly. Gilly's over
No. He didn't play it. I think he's talking about the interview I did with Gilly, because remember Gilly said it in the interview. He said that Cuban got this amazing song, but he hasn't put it out yet.
I don't know. I think he heard it. For him to say amazing is because he heard it.
No, he's asking you, is it true though? If he heard it,
yes,
if he heard it, then he would already know it's true. See?
Oh, my bad. I can't see the messages because I'm over here on.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing it.
But yes, it's a fire song. It's amazing. I've heard it.
Oh yeah, how you heard it?
You sent it to me.
You're the worst snitch in the world.
Yo, I'm always to blame for everything, man.
I'm not supposed to be even giving people none of that, but I do. If you're my friend, then I will give it to you. But damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
that's my favorite song in the new upcoming project that I got. It's crazy.
No, my favorite song is the Pyramid one.
That one's great. Okay, let's relax, man.
No, you don't remember? You don't remember? You ingrained that song in my head in LA. You don't remember that?
It is like it takes out the from the release.
Okay, wait.
Pause. Yeah, so what we was talking about?
Your ass was blasting it on 10 in LA. You don't remember?
I probably did.
Yo, wait, hold on.
So yeah, he's lying about all of this money he gave me. He never bought me a house. 1,000,000%. I just told you the story, so I don't like repeat myself too much, but I have to. But I'm glad this type of footage is out because I forgot about this, and I think I seen it one time back in the days, but I never seen it again. And they got a lot of footage out there interviewing me way back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they got a lot of interviews with him. The Angie Martinez, the Hot 97. I don't know who got that one.
Man, I want that interview so bad, bro. See, like, there's so much stuff that wasn't archived, or if it is, it's still in the archives, you know?
Yeah, but
so that's why shout out to Rap Scene, though. Shout out to Rap Scene for coming out with this.
Yes. But I did a lot. I did press conferences with like the upcoming media at that time, 2005. Also, you know what I'm saying? Like when I did MOB Records, they had a whole media thing, a whole run. I'm saying like upscale too. So they got a lot of my footage that I said that they suppressed because, of course, Beluga, you know, he put the blocking on the blowhole.
Blocking on the blowhole. All right, let's keep watching this. I don't know how you come up with some of this stuff so quick, man.
Thousands of videos. Only cat didn't have an album come out, owned his own house.
That's the way right there. That's jealousy. You see that right there? Jealousy. For you to say that, like I'm the only one. He's supposed to be proud of me if that's the case. Proud of me that I'm the only one that, because I come from welfare too. And I only have 50,000, really 38,000 after I get funded that money. So
wait, what about taxes? Oh, you weren't paying taxes.
I didn't pay taxes. I'm off the books this year. But I'm just trying to tell you that he's supposed to be proud of me. But the way he's saying it, he's like, look, the only guy in the terror squad that had a house, he's saying it in that way. It's like he didn't have a house, so he's inside eating them. He didn't have a house. Like, why would you have to say it in that way? That's jealousy. For y'all that just watching, but keep on.
All right. Shout out to Yatu Sabes again. He donated more money.
Yatu Sabes. No.
I was taking care of him like nobody would ever take care of nobody in the world. And he didn't like the way Atlantic was doing things.
Wait. Stop right there.
All right.
He took care of me like nobody would take care of it in the whole world. Thank you, Joey. You fucking little backstabbing fucking trading fuck. Took care of me. Yeah, I got sliced and he sends me a gag order. That's how he took care of me. But keep on. Just want to say that.
Terror Squad label distributed through Atlantic. So he said he wanted to get off Atlantic. I said, I'm going to get you off Atlantic. We take you somewhere else. Get you there. We see, yeah. So I got him off the label. The next day, his lawyer said, yo, Cuban want to meet with you. So I go to
Stop
meet.
right there. Right there, he's lying again. They never get me off the label. We went to that lawyer's meeting with Carlos Pimentel, who was my lawyer. He had his lawyer there. I think maybe Raul was there or somebody else, Macho. I don't know. Somebody else was there, like a fucking fly on the wall. I forgot what it was. Or maybe definitely Flex was there. And we was arguing. I mean, I was telling him, yeah, get off. Yo, I want to get off because he's type of blaming it on Atlantic. And he was like, yo, but Craig Coleman, yo, he didn't want to do this. He didn't want. I said, so let's get the fuck off the Atlantic, my brother. Like, what the fuck's the problem? Like this. But Carlos, he knew the business side more than me. I wasn't in tune to what Carlos was thinking at the time. Like me and him didn't go in there with a plan. We just went in there with, let's find out what's going on. Why my album's not coming out. So I came in there with that attitude because I already went to a meeting with Craig Common and Joe by ourselves. We went upstairs and I was asking Craig Common, hey, yo, what's going on? Like, why we not moving on my album? Like, and Craig Common was like, I don't know, the songs sound the same and this. He was stressed out, right? So now I'm over here like, all right, so let me know which way you want to go so I can get in that studio and give you that. Because I don't know. This is my first meeting with Craig Common and Joe together. So now I'm over here like lost because Joe's not relating the message of what the fuck do he want? What do Atlantic want from me then? So I could know, so I could go and do it. So that was what that meeting was with Craig Common. And,
wait. So did you finish the album already at this point? You had every single song?
I had most of it. I had probably like 20 songs already.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was 24.
Wait, so there was a lot of music during that time that you didn't put out either that someone has.
I did like the whole thing, like 40 songs.
So there's like another 20 songs that nobody's heard then.
Probably. Yeah. Atlantic got the hell yeah. The horse and carriage. The My Heart's for High. I did
you have the real, you recorded it. Because people were saying, they're like,
Showbiz did the beat.
Yo, because people are saying, they're like, yo, he's lying about that because how come he don't have it recorded? He had that idea for 6 years.
Hell yeah, they had it. That shit is in the archives. Atlantic got it.
Oh man,
yeah.
We got to go rob that studio.
Those is real to reals. Remember?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying though, man, that would be so dope, man.
Yeah, they got all of that. They got a lot of joints.
Yo, you have any collabs that didn't come out?
I did the Lottie Dottie again.
I
remember I did Lottie Dottie again, and I did some. Nigga, there's a lot, probably like 10 songs that I hadn't heard from the 24K album.
No, well, you came out with like 20 of them total?
24, but I had like 40.
Well, some of them were skits, though. Some of them were skits. So
that's what when Joe was saying, yo, these niggas don't work. Like, we don't work. Like, I was working. My work it shows. You know what I'm saying? So you could go in them files, and I guarantee you're going to, and I just felt like, I just had like 3 bangers. Hey Mama, Still Telling Lies, and Flowers for the Dead. You know what I'm saying? I thought those was like, especially Hey Mama.
Hey Mama's my favorite song that you ever made.
And then the one with Pink. I thought those was killers. Like if they promote those right, like the album could go platinum. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't do it. So I was like I was baffled. I was baffled. Like, yo, what's going on up here? That's why we had that meeting in Craig Common. And at the end of the day, I asked him, yo, so all right, let me know what you want. Like, you know, at the end of the day, what you want. But what was going on is that Joe was running through the budget. Hey, remember, I got my deal at the same time he got his $10 million deal. So it's a conflict of interest right there. What would he want to sell more? A Cuban Link album or a Terror Squad album? Terror Squad album, he get 90-10.
Mm-hmm.
My shit, he only get points. Atlantic makes the money. So right there, he's really battling himself. So of course he went with the Terror Squad album. That's why he pushed my shit back and put the Terror Squad album out.
Right.
Put me in competition again with the bullshit with my own people to put, keep, because if I wasn't hot at that time and I wasn't staying out from the Terror Squad, then the next guy goes, right? So that's the type of situation he put me on, and he was using me in that way. And I saw it. I saw it already. That's when I started noticing it. So we went to the lawyer's office now for just to talk about, yo, if Atlantic ain't moving on me, my brother, let's go to another. That was how it started. Let's go to another label. And then, saying, like, Carlos, he knew something inside because he was inside the 12 Squad office and he knew shit. So I don't know what he said, yeah. Hey, yo, you know what? Hey, yo, listen to me. We want out the contract, yo. We could do this shit for double dipping, and he gets kind of flipped. The whole shit, I'm looking at Carlos like, what the fuck? I'm going with my lawyer, but I'm still like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So then I seen Joe's face, and his whole attitude changed when Carlos blew up the spot like that. Because it looked like me and Carlos was in cahoots. Like
Carlos is the lawyer?
Yeah, my lawyer at the time. And he used to work for Loud Records for Steve Rifkin also. I took him from there because he was doing things for Pun. And he told me he's a paralegal and all of that. So I gave him a shot to represent me when I got my deal. So he, I gave him a shot to do that. But he wasn't a full-blown lawyer either. He was, trying to be an entertainment lawyer. So I gave him that first shot, And he could tell you a story too. I think he ended up in the hospital too for some Terror Squad pressure or some shit back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I reached out to him, right?
What?
Yeah, I tried to find him and interview him, but like he never responded to my DM because he got some other like business now. I forgot what it.
But yeah, he's definitely he's a key player to this whole thing. But they all did that. They all disappeared into the mist after,
I tried to reach out to Craig Kalman too. He's never gonna do that interview.
Yeah, unless I go diamond later on in life, then he'll take credit or they'll tell the story of the Cuban Link.
Right. You know I've always saw the talent in him. I saw the potential. I knew he could do it.
Of course. And
maybe be the first one to sign up for your documentary.
Maybe he can say the truth, but it'd be like it was Joe. Joe did the whole bullshit, and he probably tells you the same way I'm telling you, but in a different way, in a business way. Because that's what's really happening. Joe was doing a lot of bullshit into Craig, about things and using me as a string along shit. Because Atlantic had money to gain from me. If I would, blow up and do my thing, Atlantic gets that. Because I was signed direct to Atlantic.
Right.
That was the deal we made. He signed me direct to Atlantic, but Atlantic had to give him a $10 million distribution. Label deal.
Yeah, label deal.
Label deal, which they did.
But do you think that his plan?
Do
you think his plan was to do the Tony Sunshine thing, where it's like, okay, like your album's not coming out, but we're gonna get you another deal, and I'm gonna get a cut of that advance, and then
he got that money from me, from him signing me off. It's like trading cards. I'll give you this one, but you got to give me 10 of these.
No. I'm talking about like your album wasn't gonna come out, right? He said that. I don't know.
He was chaperoning both things. So, like I told you, which album do you prefer if you was Joe at the time to come out first? So he didn't have no intentions to really put me out. He had intentions to milk it and put the Terror Squad album out so he could make that money for his pocket.
But what do you think his plan was for you if you never asked for out of your contract? Do you think that he would have got you a new deal and got his cut, like he would kept on doing that and you would have never came out? What do you think the plan was? Because that's what he did with Tony Sunshine, right? Him having 10 deals, it was like, I'm going to keep getting advances and keep on giving you, No.
That's his plan. That's what he did with everybody, with Armageddon. He did that with other artists. That was, obviously, history told us that was his plan. He wouldn't be able to do that shit with me, though. It would have ended up still bumping his heads and we would have went crazy again. somewhere else. It was just detaining it, maybe, if anything. It would have delayed it. You know, but I caught him to his scheme. Really, Carlos is the one who blew up the spot with the double dipping and all that shit. That's when I seen his attitude, his personal attitude towards me. He went personal with it instead of business. That's why I know he's trying to deflect. So he went straight, you know, you whack anyway, you did that. So he did that to deflect now, not to go too much into the business. So then I felt disappointed, like I said, and I said, you know what? I can do bad by myself, brother. That, you know, for that, give my releases, shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could do my, but that's how I took it. I took it disappointment. I didn't take it like mad or I blew up a spot. I was just like, I could do bad by myself. You know what I'm saying? I could go get my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you if you got that energy towards me. That's why I'm not fucking coming out because of this. I blamed it on that. And like I said, he wanted $300,000 to put some marbles on his floor, and I'll buy about it. I said, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, let's go back into it.
All right.
Because I do want to let y'all know he's lying right there when he says that.
With Cuban and his lawyer to figure out, like, you know, what we're going to do, where we're going to go. And he was like, yo, I want to be down with Terror Squad.
He lied
So,
right
you know,
there. Right there, he lied. I just explained to y'all what he did. My lawyer got up and said, fuck all of this. You're double dipping. So he skipped that little part. And he went straight up and, like I said, I don't want to be with Terror Squad no more. That's a fucking lie. Straight lie. I never ever said that in that office that I want. He the one who fucking kicked me out with the what he said from his mouth.
Because he said you're whack anyways. I don't want you.
Yeah, he kicked me out with what he said from his mouth. Once Carlos told him, yo, you double dipping. We want to get residuals for this, that. He got into the business talk, and I was still like surprised. Like, I don't know what the fuck is double dipping. But, you know, that was some business talk. And that's when he went personal with me. And he was like, we don't even want you anyway, this, that. He diverted the conversation. So I'm trying to tell you, that's when the liar, the fat, lying beluga blows his blowhole. And the fucking puke of garbage and shit comes out. But go ahead.
Besides me doing all this, you know, like, use me to get him off the label and all that. You know, you know, I ain't throwing dirt on him. But what he did wasn't really too cool, man. Like, his ways of doing things wasn't too cool. And, you know, one pass, everybody was stout.
All right, wait. Let me play devil's advocate right there.
He's a pity guy right there. This is violence.
Well, let me play devil's advocate right there, right?
Man. What he did wasn't too cool.
What do you think he meant by that? Do you think that you were difficult to work with?
That's why he's trying to paint the fucking picture, Panda. You fucking falling for it too?
No, I'm asking you so that you can defend yourself. So that
I don't need to defend myself. I'm just going with what the fuck the truth is. I don't need to defend myself on this bad fucking lying bastard. I'm just trying to tell you how good he is in acting and confusing people, just like he did to you right now. Talking about what do you mean by that? You're not too cool. That's what you do. Like, I did something wrong to him. Oh, that wasn't too cool. Like,
okay, but okay, let me just ask you this, okay? All right, you were never a yes man.
Holy shit, you want to go back to the yes man?
Wait, no. You were never a yes man, right?
I am difficult when you're doing some dirty shit. Yes.
Right. No, I know. But what I'm saying is, though, like,
and you're trying to jerk me, and you're trying to pull a fast one on me, I am very difficult. Like,
okay, but example. He's supposed to be this larger than life Don Cartagena kind of everybody fall in line type of stuff, right? And remember when he called you out during the Funk Flex thing? Don't you got another freestyle? You were willing to talk back to him in front of other people, unlike maybe other members of Terror Squad would have just been quiet, right?
Yep, 100%.
Right? So do you think that's why he always had a hard time dealing with you?
Yeah, but who the fuck are you defending here, fucking lawyer?
I'm not defending. I'm just stating the facts here. I'm putting out the facts that he looked at you as
fucking lawyer for the other side. You're the advocate lawyer.
Come on, man. That's not what I'm talking about.
I did it for reasons. I did it for reasons. I did it because I seen the fucking snake in between it. I seen he took money over here. I seen I gave Pun 15,000. I seen when he's doing the fucking 50, he tried to gas me to give him 50%. I seen that, so I'm ready for shit like that. That's not me being difficult. That's, nigga, you a thief, and I'm the fucking one telling you you're not gonna rob me.
What I'm trying to say is that you had a spine, unlike some of the other ones that were willing to turn the blind eye or willing to just back down and not put up with, and put up with shit. You weren't willing to put up with shit.
That's what you want to say. Say it like that. Do not say it in the way that you fucking, like, he has a reason to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be like, oh.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't be able to get you riled up for good TV, right?
Okay, go back. Because you Carlos Freeman telling me right now.
I'm like, yo, because let's be honest, Pun is the best dude in Terror Squad. So Pun pass, how the hell is Joe gonna hold it down? So people were throwing rumors.
Whoa, stop right there.
And all
Stop right
that.
there. Stop right there. How is Joe gonna? There goes a narcissistic beluga whale from the pale Caucasus Mountains. He said, how am I gonna? It's not his turn. Remember, he said it was my turn. So what is he talking about? How am I gonna hold it down? Which he means him. You're supposed to put all that energy into your artist, which was Cuban Link, right? So we gotta prepare Cuban Link to hold it down because he earned his time. He got his album. Let's work on Cuban. He was waiting there for it, and the crowd, the people want him. He worked for it. He's ready. No, how he was gonna hold it down. Narcissistic. But go ahead though.
And all that, like, yo, what's up with Joe? Joe won't be able to hold this down. I don't think so. Niggas have rumors. So the venom, you know what I mean? The six got in his ear, was like,
yo, you got the echo chamber. What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
There's an echo chamber now.
I don't hear any echo.
Yeah, I was hearing the echoes.
You guys hear any echo in the comments?
I heard echoes.
Echo for sure.
See, echo for sure.
I don't know. I don't hear any echo on my side.
Okay, put it back again, but you touch something.
you know, you don't need Joe. But he's not realizing who's paying the bills, who's been taking care of him. You know, I don't understand.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Right there. What he said, people are in my ear telling me I don't need Joe. When I'm over it. Like, asking him, begging him, Joe, where the hell? Stop going to the rucker. Come to my studio. Help me, you fat bastard. I helped you on your album. I helped Pun. None of y'all niggas is showing up. Where the fuck are you in my shows? I'm giving you 20% and you're not even at my shows. How he lied? He turns everything around. I'm the one begging the dude to be with me so he can help me and guide me like he did with Pun. And he's not being there. He's getting busy with Jay-Z, fucking playing, Ring Around the Rosie and playing horse with fucking, with Stephon Marbury and all these niggas. And I'm over here like this. Yo, Joe, where are you? That's why I got mad at him. So once again,
how many sessions did he come to for your album? Two in
a whole year.
And one of it was his song, right? That he was on?
No.
The song?
Well, no, 3, because Why Me?
Right.
No, I don't even think we recorded Why Me in my studio in the street light. I know I recorded my part there, but no, he had his own studio too. He was doing the Terror Squad thing, and he was more in the Terror Squad studio over there. When instead of coming to help me, so I already knew. So, but go ahead.
One thing led to another. He broke out. We wish him more power. The fact about him getting his face cut, I think that's a coward's move. I would never do that. I would never.
You're a coward.
I feel bad for him to this day. You know what I'm saying? But altercation happened. You know what I'm saying? And where it happened right in the middle of the Bronx. And I'm like king of the Bronx, man, the king of the Bronx. So it's like just got crazy. Not me. I wouldn't do that to him. I wouldn't send nobody to the state.
Okay, stop right there.
You still hear echo or no echo?
You see, I skipped the part. He didn't want to say Jimmy's. See, I said in the middle of the Bronx. Like right. In the middle of the Bronx. He didn't want to implicate Jimmy's. Jimmy's had a tape with that motherfucker. That's why I say what I say. Because that shit was recorded because he was in the back. I don't know who got the tape, but I'm sure Jimmy got rid of the tape because he's in cahoots with the Belugas. That's what the Beluga Naughty does. So now he says the middle of be careful with, listen carefully to what he says. The middle of the Bronx. And why he couldn't say Jimmy's Bronx Cafe. Why he couldn't say that he snuffed the other guy and then he snuffed me when I was trying to stop the fight. Why didn't he go there? Ask yourself that. Why he was never in detail what happened. Because he's guilty. He's guilty. And that's it. Keep on. Let's roll the tape.
Wait, well, in your opinion, what do you think happened to the tape?
He destroyed the tape.
No, but who?
Jimmy, probably definitely told Joe, yo, I got the tape, whatever. Joe probably put the pressure behind it. Yo, let's do something with the tape. Erase the tape. You're going to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I never was going to sue none of these dudes, right? Because I was trying to find out, you know, the street things, what happened, so I could go do my thing. But that's definitely what happened. There was a tape that Jimmy's got cameras everywhere. Jimmy has a relationship with policemen in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? They got a close knit. I'm trying to tell you that Beluga Natty was a Beluga Natty back then when it came to Cuban link situation. They all got in cahoots. You know what I'm saying? Harry was the main security for Jimmy's. He did the Madison Square Gardens for the Knicks, for the Yankees. He did all of that. Like, these are dogs that were big dogs. You know what I'm saying? And they all saw what happened. It was their security team. You know what I'm saying? It was cameras there. It was police. The police, they was having parties at Jimmy's on their own nights. You understand how it goes?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely somebody put the word, which is probably Joe, and, you know, people he knows. Yo, you know, and since I didn't sue, I'm a dick. You know, they got away with certain things. You know, but yeah, they thought they could put me to sleep like that. Where, you know, I just be some quiet. Oh, Joe didn't do it. He had nothing to do with it. Come on, I'm telling you exactly I mean, I don't know like the actual detail of the. I know the details, but I don't know the actual players. You know what I'm saying? Who was in between that back then? That's what I've been trying to find out, because, you know, it's been going like this in the music industry also. They do the Beluga Natty to me too. You don't know exactly who stops my record or who, you know, calls up and says, oh, there's going to be a bomb in the club. You know, I don't know them, but they do it. They do it. You know what I'm saying? And it all comes from the Beluga eggs that he lays.
That he lays?
And told me, yo, Joe, we cut him in the face. We took care of him for you. That dude right there will have some serious problems with me. Because Cuban's my man. Still in all with all this, you know what I mean? We repping pun, you know, I really hurt that dude, man. For real. So it's like, you know, nobody did me a favor. I don't look like a greater guy or tougher guy. Then Cuban got his face cut. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That don't give me nothing, no props.
So then why did he send me a gag and release letter in the business side? Why would he do that?
How soon after the incident did you get that?
That was around a month.
A month after it happened. So this is about 5 months after the incident.
Yeah. No, so he got to cover his tracks. He got to cover his tracks now. You know, that's the things I said. I said that many times. Like, you know, there will never be nobody that would, you know, get in the middle of me and my friend fighting, because then we'll both start beating that guy up. That's what he tried to say. The same thing as me. And tries to clean his hands that way. But let's ask now, if you go deeper than that, like you said, let's go ask Jimmy. Yo, you have recorded that day. Let's go ask Harry. Yo, Harry, your security staff, why did they push Cuban out the door? Jimmy's, when they knew Jim, they knew Cuban like that. Why would you do that? Knowing, like, they're pushing me, they got to see my face cut. You're going to see all the excuses that come out, but you're going to get to the truth if you put these other players involved with it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And it's that type of situation. And why did you see, dude who was in interviewing him, he didn't probably know the facts as far as like, yo, so why did you punch Cuban after you punched the other guy? Why you punch Cuban in the face when you was trying to stop it?
Was the facts really out there like that at that time?
Yeah, it wasn't out there like it was in the street, but it was secluded. It was a secluded situation that only certain people, like Sunkist, knew what happened. Showbiz,
but like from a publication standpoint, because this guy is from LA, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't know. That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't know.
So it wasn't talked about like in magazines yet what happened.
No. Well, yeah, it was talked about magazine, but never with details. Like I
got you. Okay. And then the whole situation, how long after did Joe get after the incident did Joe do the interview with Angie Martinez?
That was like a week later.
A week later, but it wasn't like in detail, exactly step by step what happened and led to the fight or anything.
The same as this one. The same as this one.
Okay.
This when he started promoting this right here. This was the narrative he was going with. And he never described what happened, you know, inside, how he came up to the other guy in front of him And you know what I'm saying, he did that to him, or he did that to me, and then we started fighting, and I beat the shit out of him. You know, that part, and he never said it. Never. He kept it on up. It happened in the Bronx. He never said, you know, matter of fact, I think he did say Jimmy's in the Angie Martinez one. But now you got Angie. Angie, you know, that was her. How did she feel that after she found out like he set it off in her party and fucked her party up with his album party in front of people? How did she feel?
So you know, she came to see you like how soon after the incident?
She came like the next day, the next 2 days. Yeah.
Right. And you said that her reaction was kind of like, oh, I'm so sorry. Your poor face.
She was sentimental about it. She was definitely, you know, she gassed me up like she cared. You know what I'm saying?
And you were supposed to do an interview with her after Joe did his, right? But she never called.
Well, yeah, no, I heard her with him. That's why I said, yo, so now what's my interview?
And what did she say?
She just gave me the runaround. She stopped picking up my calls and stuff like that. Then I went, you know, after I seen that part of Angie, that she was over there with the grand scheme of things, then I started saying, you know, well, fuck Angie Martinez. Then I started doing, I got on my fuck Angie Martinez shit, bitch, you part of that shit. So you're not my friend, you trying to sleep me here? You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm on it like that. Once I start seeing that, that's why you see me now. Now, through all the shit, after all the shit, I got people still that they fall in line with that type of narrative and that type of fucking Beluga Naughty shit with them. And I'll be like, nah. Now it's like, fuck. You get away from me, and it's fuck you now. That's what it is. Like and especially those that have been around me after that, know the situation. So they should know better. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel a certain way now, even way crazier. But that's what happened from the beginning. But keep on. That's what I'm saying.
Well, wait, before that, right? But that's what eventually led to that incident at the club when you saw her and Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys and stuff, and you asked her like, "Oh, you don't got no love for me anymore?"
Oh yeah, that was me taunting.
Yeah,
that was Cuban taunting. I was taunting the whole situation. It's like, "What's up? You see me now in my face? What's going on? How you been? Oh, word? That's how you treat me now? Word." I do the taunting. So you know what I'm saying? And then they don't know where to put the fucking face at. That's what it is. They don't know where to put start running scared. You know, that's what it is. You shouldn't be running scared if you got love for me. You should be able to face me and tell me the truth and tell me a story that a regular story view, a real one. But no, they start fucking hiding behind other people now. Look at it. Roll the clip, Panda.
Too smart. I've been around this game too long to want negative publicity. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep a positive image, man. So, you know, I wish him luck, man. I hope he does his thing.
Public relations.
Obviously, we doing our thing. We got Remy Martin coming out soon, which is the illest female. Tony Sunshine Pun's little brother. His album is coming out. We got Armageddon. We got Process. The whole Church Squad is here other than Cuban. I mean, he made his moves. And what hurts so much is that he's the dude we really focused on. You know, blowing up, giving all the shine to. You know what I'm saying? Things happen, man. Okay.
Yeah.
God is good. Okay.
God is good.
Stop
Stop right there, because they go, God is good. What did you mean? He really meant the devil is great. That's what he meant. Because to say something after that, not Cuban, God is good. That means that was a relief for that nigga. That was a relief. God is good. My life is going to be great from here on out. The devil got away from my circle. That's what he meant to say. When it's the other way around. The God warriors out your circle. Now your little devils, you can fuck each other like demons at y'all. That's what happened. You know? She became a demon orgy after
what the hell is that noise in the background?
These nuts.
Is that your dog?
Yeah, he's dying. Leave him alone.
Okay.
It's a frog. He ain't a frog.
Oh wait, well we got Hocus in the comments, and this is what he had to say. He said, "Look, he said your man, Cuban, you the one who betrayed him."
I don't understand what he's meant.
He said that, and you remember when Joe was like, "Yo, Cuban was my man," you know?
Yeah, no. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He gassed people up like a Hocus after 20 years after that. He got the same gas, that Exxon, that Beluga fucking Getty that he got. He gassed niggas like Hocus. One that used to be my man. Can have the fucking nerve to gas a dude like that knows me too. That he could think that he could believe Joe in what he's saying. What I'm trying to tell you right here, that everything what he's saying is backwards. Everything what he did was backwards. And it worked out for him because everybody believed him. Hocus is the baloney right now that's trying to stick up for Joe. Okay, Hocus, I'm gonna see you in the ring. That's all.
And he said that you betrayed Joe.
Yeah, let him think that. Keep that same energy when we get in that ring.
All right. Well, you want to keep on continuing with this? I think he stops talking about you now, though. In the
Let's go,
the
go a little more. I want to know what he
Okay.
said. I didn't really heard after that, but
all right.
All right, let me ask you something. You got an older brother, right? That was in the hip hop when he was a shorty, right? That inspired you. Let's speak on that a little bit. Just the fact that young man growing up in the Bronx, you know, hip hop was all over, and people used to throw parties in the parks, and you used to see 1,000, 2,000 Spanish and black kids in there. And when I was younger, my brother, because I was too young to go at the time, my brother used to go and he used to bring back hip hop tapes, and he used to rap. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how you always want to be like your brother? I took that up and I wanted to be like him. So, you know,
You talking about Money Man?
yeah,
being that it was really my dream, I stood behind it, and here I am. All right.
All right. Well,
yeah.
let's leave that at that.
That's all he said.
Yeah. This person
that
said,
was great.
"Isn't this super old?" Yes,
That
it's
was a
super old, but this is one of the few times that he speaks about the very incident of Cuban getting his face sliced.
Yeah. He never did this before.
Yeah, he never
Later
talked
on
about
after
it
that.
before. This is like since 2001 or something like that, right before
We're going
Jose.
through the Beluga files. It's called the Beluga files trial. So I even forgot that this footage was out, but now I'm reacting towards it because I could tell you exactly where he lies and when he never tells the truth, basically, and how he was able to gas people in the industry. And, he got his voice out there and he still had them deals behind the deal. So he was a powerful dude behind the scenes because he had already the Craig Commons, the Atlantic record deal. He had the Steve Rifkin, so he was still, maneuvering his way through the thing. And that's when he blocked me in LA, when I went to LA, because, I couldn't get a deal
Steve
out
Rifkin.
here. Yeah. So I went over there, and then the other one, the Steve LaBelle dude, he blocked me out there. So that's what it was. So I just want to give a rundown, maybe a visual of how his mentality was at this time, which I could see it right there, and I could depict it and tell you exactly where he lied at and how he used his lies to convey to the people. You know what I'm saying?
So if you never got that gag order, right, do you think that it would have been possible for you and Joe to
the gag order, I never signed it, though.
I know you never signed it, but when you saw it, you automatically thought Joe was behind the whole situation.
As soon as it came through the mail and I got it, I'm like this. Okay, ding, 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 ding.
Right, but what I'm saying though is that was the red flag, right? So if you never got that, do you think that you and Joe could have found a way to resolve things?
If he would have told me as a man what happened, who did it?
Because on the phone he was telling you, "Yo, I didn't do it. I don't know who did it." Yada yada, right? Like, and that's what he uses.
No, even if you want to send me that letter, I would have been on a press and everything. It would have been it would have been a little probably different because I would have had more energy, really, talking to him face to face. And was like, if he didn't respond with the right response, then he would have been like, bah, 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 bah. It would have been on right there again. So yeah, it would have been the pressure of finding out who did that to me. And I didn't blame him, except when I seen that letter. So I might have now, if you'd have told me I didn't know and I would have believed him, then I expected, him and me to now be on a hunt together to find that out.
Because he uses that phone call as like, "Yo, Cuban told me, I know you wouldn't do that to me," and yada yada. And he uses that the times that he's spoken about this incident.
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah, I know, but that was before the letter, right?
That was before the letter, of course.
Right.
Of course.
Just putting out the facts because people don't know everything like line by line, back,
Yeah, but I mean, it's common sense. Well, maybe to me it's common sense, but yeah. Come up, but you got to put them together. I did everything as a reaction. It was never me. I started getting on offense afterwards. But yeah, it was already things that happened that led me to act a certain way.
Got you. Okay. So you want to go to your interview now, or you got more to say about this situation?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, whatever you want. Listen, you the DJ, so I'm letting you DJ do your thing. Whatever is next.
All right.
FBA, salute you too, y'all. Sherry, number love. Spider-Man got the beluga emojis.
Yo, they was asking to bring Hocus up so you guys can have a face off.
Put him up here if he wants to come up.
But I don't think he's here anymore. I don't know if he is.
Send him a text or something. Bring him out. Bring his ass up here talking shit. Bastard. Hocus knows how to press my buttons right now. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I think anybody siding with Joe knows how to do that. That's just
no, just really people that was around me that are now over there sticking up. They you know what I'm saying, trying to protect the other guy and act like I'm lying or yo, get over it, or you can get over these nuts.
Okay, let's talk about that, right? When you hear somebody say, just get over it, like it's been 25 years now, whatever, like how does that make you feel like when you hear that?
They could feel that they have to go through it. It's like I told you, I referred to Vietnam, right? This Vietnam vets still can't fucking sleep at night because they wake up to bombs. I referred to that as a traumatic situation. It was a traumatic situation.
But do you have triggers?
Not because of the physical scars or nothing. It's because of the betrayal, really. The betrayal and how it played out to make me look a certain way and use me like, you know, a stepping stone to their success and act like, you know what I'm saying, I didn't do whatever I said I did, or I was instrumental into making things happen as far as building the brand of Terror Squad. Like that bothers me. So when I see people still talking about, it's not just because of what happened in Jimmy's, it's because of the blockage too. Like I'm trying to do my thing, get my, you know what I'm saying, my talent out there. You don't think he's playing a big part of blocking me all these years? That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm blowing up the spot because of that too. Like he got me immobile over here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right now, of course, we got social media and all that. I've been telling my truth and all that. But as far as the industry, where where I was at one time, and I know that that's a step that I should be belonging in to showcase my talent and you know, say my product. He's blocked that for me. He's been doing that to people. He uses other people now that believe him, that in his pocket, to try to stop me. So is that fair? I asked the public that. Since y'all want to ask me, oh, Cuban Link, work on your music, but I'm trying to, right? But y'all don't see that. But he's blocking it, right? So it's like when y'all don't get to see me or hear my product, my music out there, I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why. And it's becoming every year. It's slow as hell, but more shit. You heard Nori says it. Nori said he could never interview me after they got a platform that, you know, Drink Champs. You know what I'm saying? It's for everybody. Hip hop is a show about giving flowers to those that merit the flowers, the old school dudes, the new school dudes, but the respect. They can't have me there, right? So they threw me from there. Now from there, it goes to the virus, it goes into Math Hoffa, my expert opinion. You heard them? You know what I'm saying? These are top platforms that they feel a certain way. You got the other platforms underneath. They want to be like them. So what do you think their narrative is about Cuban? Don't interview Cuban. So now all of them, they fall in line. Don't interview Cuban. Cuban is crazy. That's because of Fat Joe. That's how the trickle effect worked, and it's been working all this time. Y'all don't get that? Like, I think y'all need to get that by this time. And I think there is. That's why, you know, the pressure's back on. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know, the voice is out there again. My story's out there again. And people are gravitating to the truth because that Beluga showed y'all. Now, he showed me back then, but he's showing y'all now why Cuban is mad at him. Why Cuban feels a certain way, why Cuban do what he does to him. That's why. So now the relationship between the public and me, and I'm understanding the story from back then that is happening now, and they see the chinks in this nigga armor all day because he's a liar. He knows how to twist a story, he knows how to tell a story that's a lie, and they tired of believing something that's a lie. They feel disrespectful. And the way he treated my brother Pun and his family, it's out there. He's jerked him. Listen, you can't get away from that black and white paperwork. It's done, man. He was robbing them from the year 2000 that he died, all the way from, you know what I'm saying, till 2016 when they filed it, and when they won, you know, Lazo won the case back. So and then you know what's the problem with that is that it was like the first 7 to 10 years they couldn't recoup back because it was too old, like the time expired.
Right.
He still robbed my brother for all of that, and that's when the real money was at. So. At the end of 2016, it was like $4 million that he robbed. Imagine from 2000 all the way to 2010, because that's what Pun, you know, that's when they was really on top of PANDA, playing his music and doing everything. He robbed my brother, my nigga. He got away with murder still, even though he had to give the state back to Liza and all of that. He still got away with murder. And then after she wins, there was not even a party or any you call it
Oh, that's why Gongu said that hip hop owes her an apology.
No, that's what I'm saying. That I'm proud that Gongu after all these years, because it been what? 2016, 17. That Liza could have came up to your platform and said something. That Gongu could have went up to you. But it's later on when it was really hurting Gongu's shit that it wasn't out there that he won. You know what I'm saying? That it's really messing up with his money, because he got to brag about things like that. That was a hard case to win, and he won. So that's the reason he came out with it. But as far as like the whole, for the people to know, I expect the dumb.
Well, what's crazy though is that he went on Doggy Diamonds a while back, right? Like years ago, and said this. So this is not new information necessarily, but it's new people still finding out every single day, not knowing about it though. It's still not widely known. You know what I'm saying? Like, or people just ignore it, really.
Yeah. And it's not really this story why he's in the news all the time. It's his own fault. He trips over his own beluga fucking tail. And then you know, these stories come back from the underground, of course. Because we're still over here like this, like, yo, it's a story over here on that dude too. You know what I'm saying? But the new stories, like as far as him embarrassing himself and being a racist in front of people in the math show, calling the FBA, you know what I'm saying, broke N-words and all of that. Come on, that happened to me already. You think he called me a bum on Funkmaster Flex's show?
Right.
He called me a bum. I wasn't even thinking about that.
You wake up and drink Henny. Right?
Yeah, he's putting that on me. I wasn't even saying anything about this dude at that time. You know what I'm saying? So he woke the beast up again, and then he doing the same things with TA. You don't think it's a recovery?
Right. But wait,
so a bum too.
So
a couch surfer and all that. He you know what I'm saying? He asks for this shit. Then when we give it to him, then we look crazy to the beluga lovers.
Well, I think that what it is like then it goes into, it's a lot of gaslighting, right? And then it goes into, now I'm the victim. Like, even though like I did the situation, now I pull back and you know how 50 always says that nobody sees the slap, they only hear the shot, right? It's kind of that type of situation. And like, you know, when you do something to somebody, you can't control their response. You can't tell them necessarily this is how you should respond.
Exactly, but you got a lot of minions and a lot of instigators and a lot of like want to jump in the middle of the thing and act like they know things where they don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the narrative gets watered down when it's not told on a bigger platform. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit I just did with the art of dialogue.
Right.
You see how much views and all of that attention I got? That's an old ass story. Like the haters say, right? Oh, that's an old ass story. Like, nigga, the new generation don't know that story. We done been passed through new generations.
Right, but even a lot of the old don't know the details of it though.
And you know what I'm saying? Keep it like that. So they get mad at me for saying the truth. You understand? They want to keep it like that. The Beluga Nati wants me not to say anything. The people in the industry that got that Joe been paying their rents and everything, they don't want me to say anything. So you don't think those guys that are at certain levels, higher levels than us, I guess, in the music business, they don't want, I'm a threat to them? Of course I am. Of course, because they know I'm saying the truth. But now I'm breaking down that empire that was built on, that's been paying their rent, that they get money from. I'm fucking up their money.
But I guess that's what's the good thing about YouTube, right? Is that a lot of times people can go back into like even like older videos and watch because maybe something is really hot in the headlines right now, right? Like a situation, then all of a sudden they watch kind of like related things and they start to get put up on game.
Right. But yeah, that's why I love fucking this whole social media shit for a reason. When it comes like this, when it comes to my story, I love it. This is the only podium y'all could get to hear the truth from with the Fat Joe situation, the Terror Squad situation. So I'm glad I could have my voice and I could do this and tell my side of the story so that people can know. You know?
Yeah, because like you said before, right? Like before YouTube, before social media, it's like kind of like you had little interviews through DVDs, through other publications.
And those were up and coming guys, people. There was not like Angie Martinez like he got. There wasn't I did one in Wendy Williams, but she, it wasn't being recorded at that time. That's how long it was. Oh, that's way back.
But that was a lot of times that was kind of situations where you had to catch it when you caught it, right? And it wasn't like necessarily recorded and widely put out for everybody to rewatch and everything.
Right. So now people can see this. You can see my reactions. You see how I speak it from the heart. You can see that I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? You see I can go into details. And you can see that I stuck with my story for 30 years. So you know I'm not lying. And it's not nothing because I hate the dude. Yo, if you would have stopped blocking me, if you would have just been fair, like play fair with even enemies got respect certain things. He went beyond that. He went way up beyond and above that. Well, you know what he did it with? Lies. That's what I don't respect. If he had some real shit on me, that I did something foul, it would be one thing. I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I deserved it. Let me get the fuck out of this game. But no, I did everything like a fucking G. And this fat bastard became the baloney smoker. And he acts like he's the G. You know what I'm saying? And it's what? He's gassing up people with the money, with intimidation. I understand that. So y'all pussy. I'm not pussy. I'm far from that. So at the end of the day, I know what I did. I know how I kept it. And all I wanted to do was get my music out. And this dude's still blocking. He's still making up lies on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We want to do this Cuban revolution, man. It needs to be televised. You know what I'm saying? And the shit involves a Beluga Natty of a size I never was prepared for. Not even me. I get surprised to this day. Look, I had this. I'm telling you, if you see it from back then all the way to now, and the way even guys that was there on my side that I broke, like I gave my shirt off to, and I fucking helped out in tremendous ways that they're in way bigger levels of life and money. Other than myself, I never asked them for a dime. I just asked them, yo, put some respect on my name. Give me the history I deserve. Give me that gratification I deserve. Give me my love. That's all I ask for. But it's usually when they go on the other side or they make it to a certain spot, they just turn into fucking fuck Cuban Link too. Oh, he's just mad. They want to keep a nigga in the bottom because it's like, what have I been saying if it's nothing but the truth? So, you know.
Yo, shout out to Line Skinner for the $20 donation. We appreciate you, man.
Line Skinner, salute, baby.
Yeah. Yo, your man that you interviewed, Dr. Cologne, sorry. He said, bro, you sound crazy bitter, bro. Let it go, dude.
No, now you're not getting an interview with Panda. Go fuck yourself now. No,
I told you something was off.
To defend you. If that was really you, and
it is him though. But I told you, I told you something was off.
I tried to make it happen where you could get it. You know what I'm saying? Now you could go suck some dick and go. You know, now you could do that. Now you got that Cuban out me. Try to be nice. He called you once again, Panda. You seen it, right? You seen it. I would promote him to you. I would tell you, yo, Panda, you know, promote him and everything.
Bro, you were trying to convince me to do the interview, and I told you there's something that's a little off to me. I don't know what it is, but I'm not ready yet. I got to kind of judge a little bit more. And
I know, and I was still pushing, right?
Yeah.
I was still pushing, right? Like a dick. Cuban Link, once again, tries to help out the other guy. Look, another one. Baloney smoking. If you wrote that right there, you're the worst. But go ahead. Keep playing with your little hip-hop game. You know, black culture, black people. They created this, so stop it. You know what I'm saying? I try to give you a little love because you Latino. I'll give you a voice. I put you on my podium. Where did Joe put you on his podium? If you think I'm so bitter, where did Joe put you on his podium? Did you ever get a Joe? So why didn't he put you in this? It's easy, man. All you got to do is the phone and call you up and do the same thing I did for you. But you see how disgusting and ingrates they are. So you know what? All right, go spray your cologne now. Now Panda was right.
Well, he said earlier, Cuban, your pain is real, no doubt, but it's time to reinvent yourself and let him go. You're going to keep opening the wound.
You need to let hip-hop go.
I care about you, brother. He says he cares about you.
He don't care about shit, nigga. I don't want that. What I'm saying. These type of niggas, they show me love. The love they show me is going to kill me. They're going to kill me with the love they give me. You
Look, you might really do care about him, but the way that you phrased that last part, saying you sound bitter, let it go, that wasn't the right words to choose. All right, and especially if you know Cuban, that's not the right words to choose.
Came out. I love it. The extra love, the extra me doing that, you being who you are, we exposed yet another snake. So hold up. You know what the snakes could do. Go blow the beluga now. Go tell that nigga to help you. Don't tell that nigga to show his gratitude and love and his involvement in the hip hop game to put you in a bigger path, you know, whatever you need to do. He probably sent you already after you talked to me. That's why they use me like that too. People come to me for like, as far as like they nobody just starting up and I show them love from the ground up. And then the fat dude, gets a win that helped somebody, he'll go to them and offer them a little better thing. So now make me look crazy. That's what he did with the whole fucking, with everybody.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you. So we're going to let it play out. Like I said, the Cuban Revolution will be televised. He caught him. We caught him right here on live TV.
Yo, shout out to Yatu Sabes. He said Cube was supposed to be for TS what Mace was for Bad Boy.
It's supposed to be a lot of things for TS now, but you know, that's in the past. You know, I got no hopes to ever be in a TS again. Don't get that twisted. I still respect my brothers in the street. I already named them throughout my years of who I love in Terror Squad, and I always got respect for. And the real Terror Squad lies still in Forest Projects. You know, this Terror Squad that he got up there are fake individuals as far as Terror Squad individuals. Like Bloodline Terror Squad that worked for from the beginning to build it up. Then nobody's there. Nobody's there. That's the original Terror Squad. That's what I always said. And you know.
Yo, he said you're right. That came out wrong. I'm just sad that he is opening the room again. I care about you, fam.
Save it, papi. Save it. Save it. Ya tú sabes. Save it. We talking live here. Ya tú sabes. It's over. You only get one time with me. Before I used to give you 3 shots. 3 shots at the me with a nice scar on my face, and all the other niggas fucking telling lies to me. So you know what? One time is all you need. That nowadays you already showed yourself. Yeah, listen, go do your thing.
Yeah, this is a good one right here. He said, "Dudes hugging Cuban while dudes stabbing him. That's fake love."
Exactly. That's what they've been doing it because I've been doing leaving them there like the dick I am with the extra love and loyalty. Nah, he didn't mean it like that. Nah, like nah. You get one shot, and that's if I give a shot. So those who I give a shot should be really, really, really fucking feel really good about themselves. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's not too many that's getting nothing. It's nobody. That's it. I'm doing Cuban right now. Let me do Cuban. I'm gonna show you the Cuban Revolution for a reason.
Yatu Sabes wants to know if you're still cool with PD Crack.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? PD's my bro. Still got love for him.
And he did some real shit that Smooth talked about in my interview too. So
what happened?
He did some real shit. Remember, Smooth talked about it after
we don't
the whole
get
shit.
Into that because he didn't.
We're not gonna get into that. I'm just letting you know that he's thorough.
He always be my bro. Yeah. You know, there's certain things you don't have to say unless you let somebody else say it. Then they say it. But you know, like certain things, like stories that I got with Joe, I let him say it because they serious stories. So I let him say it. That's why I never said the Connecticut story ever. I could have did it. I never said that. Saying certain things. Because I let them put the.
Oh, you didn't come out with that story until Joe did the live with Tony, right?
Of course.
But it was always rumored. It was always rumored, like in the streets and stuff.
I could have been told you that story, but I was waiting. But because it was a real situation that involved my people too, real Terror Squad dudes, and I let Joe tell that story, and hopefully he would tell it right, but he never did. He told it fake, and he told it with the same shit he told his story over here that we just heard. With the same spin.
Well, it's just like there's other stories I know that you haven't told too that you won't tell.
1,000, nigga, I'm telling you, 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000. I just wait for them to do it. I'm gonna see if they still got some integrity in their heart to say the real story. And I agree with it. You hear me agree with something? Then that means that was the real facts. But I never agreed with none of these stories for a reason. I'm over here telling you the real shit. And it's always the fact that they try to decorate themselves as somebody or doing something they never did. So I gotta be their dream shatterer.
Hood Smokers, what up? Yo, okay, this person said, do you still keep in touch with Maya or Tony Sunshine? I wish you kept in touch with Maya.
I was going for this shit, even though, we had a cool little time together. But now she's doing her great things. I see her doing still singing.
Yo, she still look beautiful as hell, bro.
All right. Leave my girl alone.
I'm just letting you know that vegan diet she on. Sheesh. And Tony Sunshine, everybody already know about that, okay? we ain't gotta go into that.
Tony Baloney's out of here.
Yeah. All right. You want to go into the interview that you did?
Yeah.
Okay, so this next interview that Rap Scene did with Cuban was in San Diego about a couple months before 2001, I think it was. So it was like right before he was supposed to release 24K. And shout out to Rap Scene again, man. Make sure you guys go over there and check out his interviews and everything. He put in a lot of things that's been in the archives. He's putting it out now.
It's a fucking perfect time to do it. I wish other people would do it. I'm sure there's more interviews.
Well, remember you said you got that BET interview.
The first interview I ever did was with the Sick One in Orlando. It was when a girl interviewed me. It was like a 2-part. Shit was long as hell. I told everything. That's the first interview. I think it was 2002, 3. Yeah.
So, yeah, well, let's get into this actually. Jason, stop talking about my baby.
Sugar daddy, I want you to rule my world.
Wait. And remember, you said that was supposed to be what's her name singing it? Veronica, right?
Yeah, it was like 3 other girls before her. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and that video was dope too. And you guys performed that song too, like live.
In the Apollo, yeah.
Yeah.
And Monique introduced us.
Monique,
yeah.
Oh man, I love Monique. She's funny as hell.
We were doing the Apollo at the time. It was her and then Steve Harvey. But at the time that Monique was hosting the Apollo, she introduced us. We killed it. And I did it in Soul Train too. Soul Train, I did that with her too.
Yo, wait, what's this about? Supposedly they did a documentary on BX Hova.
Yeah, they did something. They added me in it too.
Yeah, and supposedly like you and me are mentioned in it. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yo, he gonna go in on you.
No. It wasn't even him going. He wasn't doing it. The interview was like another computer shit. It's like they told the story of him, but they go to the point of, he punched Cuban Link in the face in a bar, and but they show like what Hova is into as far as like his world.
Oh, okay. So it was a YouTuber that did it, or this is like a professional documentary?
No, it's like one of those shits that you do the robot shit.
Got
like
you.
The voices.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but it's real stories in there though.
Uh-huh.
It's like a real story shit with the murders and shit, drug game. Yeah, it's real shit.
All right, let's get to this. It's funny to see you young again. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you for seeing how fucked up and old I look now then. Thank you. That's a great compliment.
Brand new album getting ready to drop, 24K.
Oh my God, I look like a fucking hamster.
We live out here on the West Coast right now. We're like welcome you to Cali.
I look like my son. My son looks like
New album, 24K, about to drop, straight banging. We're gonna get into the album in a few, but first, for the peeps out there that's been asleep, yo, tell them where you from, son.
Straight down from the
Yo,
Bronx,
I hear the echo again.
What?
It's the echo right now. You back in the Lincoln Tunnel right now.
I think it's the video, bro. Because that's what Hood Smokers was saying in the other one, that there is like a echo on some parts of the clip.
Okay, start it off with the echo. So if it's like the whole echo, don't even play it.
No, I don't think the whole thing is.
All right,
you know what I'm saying? On the island. Came here when I was 5. You know, went to Florida for a little bit, went to Puerto Rico for a little bit, made my home, you know, was raised in the Bronx.
Yo, why are you so calm back then? Now you just super crazy.
I had stress there too. So I was kind of camera shy back there too. I was,
yeah, you kind of seem like it.
Now you get the whole Cuban, like, everything.
Yeah.
Before I was like, I know I'm in an interview and it's like, let me show the best if I could, So
you're on your best behavior, huh? Like you're in the principal's
not my
office.
best, but yeah, at best real behavior. Like you said.
New York. No doubt. You rhymed on Big Pun's platinum debut album, Capital Punishment, sensational album. The first thing I want to ask you, and the fans want to know, how did you hook up with Big Pun and Fat Joe, and/or are you related to either of them?
I met Pun through, back in the days, just being in the hood, playing ball with him, you know what I'm saying? Doing everything that a kid does, like friends, so that was my dog. We was friends before we even got into this rap game.
Yo, how old are you right here?
I'm like 24.
Damn. but your voice changed so much. Like
I had the fucking the Minnie Mouse. Yeah, the Mighty Mouse voice. My shit ain't got the tone now. I got the Barry White. That shit I took a long time.
Yeah, because you got like a real deep voice now.
Yeah, now it's I took a long
No,
time.
it's probably the Newports, right?
The puberty shit. Maybe it is the Newports. I don't know. But no, this is I don't know.
This is year 2000. A couple months before 2001.
That look just like my son right there too.
Yo, you do. He does look a lot like you, bro.
Right there is probably he look just like me. Go ahead,
Shout out to
fucker.
Cuban son.
As far as Joe's from the same hood too. But you know, he was the only one that came out the hood as far as like making successful, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he was like somebody to look upon in the hood. And you know, he gave us a chance, he gave Pun a chance to get on the mic and grab the baton and take it, you know what I'm saying? When nobody from around that time was taking it. You know, Pun was that gifted brother that got on the mic and ripped it down and repped and broke down doors for guys like me. Straight up in business sense. As a friend, you know what I'm saying? He was my dog. I can't explain how me and him, you know, was doing it up in the Bronx from the beginning. So that's right there. It's crazy.
Unfortunately, we've lost some of the greatest MCs ever passed away. Big Pun being one of them. When Biggie passed away, it affected Puff in a certain way. It affected Mason a certain way, where God called him to do a certain work. How has Big Pun's death affected you, and what have you learned from Pun?
I mean, like I said, you know, he was my brother, straight up brother, like, you know, my dog, straight up the street before this rap game. So, you know, that hurt straight to the heart when he passed away.
Yo, quick question. How come you're not wearing your hat the same way that you wear it now? You know, that's your signature look.
I look like a fucking mad bull right there. You see how tight my fucking head?
Yo, you look like the umpire. You about to catch the...
Yeah, I look like your face match with that fucking hat. I used to wear it like
Yo, they say that you were...
How Maze used to do it like this, like with the ears.
They think that you high.
The tone, black tone. From my hood, I used to wear it like this. But, you know, I had to put my own style up.
They think you high right here. Are you high right here?
High?
Yeah.
No.
Do you remember doing this interview?
No.
Okay. You probably don't know.
I probably had a little blunt. I was smoking weed at that time.
Oh, okay. You were.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's crazy. That you know, I got to say it right now without my brother. And, you know, every day I feel it. That's my dog. But I know he will want me to continue his legacy. And that's the reason why I'm here, you know, still building it up.
I look like
the record Flowers for the Dead is a great song. The song is definitely a big hit and one of my favorites on the album. If you ever lost someone in your life, you gotta hear this joint. This is one of the dopest dedications I've ever heard. You know, you want to speak on that a little bit?
That song right there it's like a mystery to me still to this day, because when I did that song, John was still alive. I just, you know, I made that song for like rest in peace. So for all my dogs that passed away, you know, for everybody who lost someone, you know, but then when he passed away, that song got really personal, and I had to dedicate that song, meaning that was that rest in peace song on my album. I never had nobody really die to me that was real close like that. So that's why I was doing more of the generalization on it. But now it hit home, so I had to, you know, just, matter of fact, that song is so eerie that I didn't have to change so much. And I just had to put Pun's name in it. And I don't know if that was a feeling or God gave me a like a hint or something. But to this day, you know, that song is like the realest shit I will ever in my life, right there. That was too mysterious for me. It's eerie to me.
You have like a love and hate relationship with that song, right? Because wouldn't you say that that's like the song that you're most known for, like from a massive, like a commercial level?
No, I mean, I love that song. It's just, you know, it hits home. So I love that song. That song, like I said, I did it before he passed away, but it was, my intentions for that song was my saying goodbye, you know what I'm saying, to those that passed away. Mm-hmm. So when it became that personal, it just became that emotion for me.
Well, because you know, in our interview before, you said something like kind of like, I don't know, like you don't like hearing it. Like, right? Like
because I heard it so many times, and I heard it.
You had to perform it all the time. Like when you performed in LA, that was the song they were screaming when you had barely any time left. They were like, 2 flowers for the dead, you know?
Yeah. No, but it's also, I went through a lot of wakes too. I went through a lot of wakes, my friends, people's family, and that song is always there, and it's always related to like death.
Mm-hmm.
And smelling fucking flowers in the wakes. I hate that shit to this day. Like now, I grew to hate it because that's just death, and it's like a metaphor, almost like my fucking like career in life and shit, because I'm around death all the fucking time. And I grew a certain, like, I always like would do it to those that, you know what I'm saying, know the meaning behind it, which is the goodbye, the saying goodbye, but not forever, you know, just pay my respects to the dead and let them touch your heart like they touch mine. So that's how it grew. I grown up to do that, but just to do that shit and just be like, yo, just say that song, like it's a dope song for you to hear. I don't want to do that shit for that reason.
Got you. All right. Well, if I pass before you, God forbid, then you could perform that at my funeral.
Again. Back to death. As soon as you mention that song, now I got to think of you dying and fucking sending you fucking some tree flowers. So you fucking.
Yo, thank you, the legend Claude, for your donation. We're actually gonna do a whole live stream breaking down the 24K album eventually, and then we're gonna do one on the Chain Reaction album, and then we're gonna do a top 10 Cuban Link diss tracks too. Okay, so just wait for that. We're gonna go song by song, all the skits and everything, and break down all the behind the scenes stuff about it. But thank you so much for your donation.
God's advocate, Spider-Man. Yeah, thank you for your donation too.
And your man said, yo, Cuban, I wasn't coming at you. Forgive me, bro. Much love.
Yo, I don't want to hear no more. It's over. Arranca. I don't want to hear no more. That's it. You said what you said, homie. I got time for second chances. Ain't nobody give me no fucking second chance. I got to fight for mine. Sorry, buddy.
Yo, this album is real heated, y'all. Let the peeps know, who some of the people you work with on this album.
I work with cats like Carl Thomas up in there. I got Pink, girl from Philly, white girl with soul. That's the first white girl I heard sing like that. Who else? I got, of course, my man Pun on a song called Cheeto featuring Carl Thomas. I have the squad in there, Fat Joe, Prospect, Triple Six. I have Remy Martin up in there. I have Tony Sunshine, of course. I got Ja Rule. I got Tony Sunshine, of course. I got M.O.P.
What'd you say?
I said Tony Sunshine, of course. You said I said that name? Of course.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know how much love I have.
Akuji Rap. There's a lot of features in there, man. Word up to me.
Oh, let me ask you though, but for the 24K album, right? Did you do any features that you didn't put out that's in the vault?
No, not features.
Okay.
Not features.
On this album, it ain't funny. That joint toe-to-toe with Big Pun, especially like that one. Yeah, that joint is off the hook.
Matter of fact, that joint right there was the first joint I ever did.
Right. See, because your voice is so much younger on it too. You could tell compared to like the rest of the album. Because I was just listening to 24K the other day.
That's why I used to scream. Remember, I used to scream like.
That's why I was texting you. I was texting you the shit, and you was laughing.
Yeah, because I used to scream. I used to scream a lot because of that. The fucking Pun and Pun gave me a complex with that shit. It sounded like a mouse. he used to snap on me. So I used to be like extra with the, yo, 90 miles of swimming, 90 miles. You know what I'm saying? So I used to yell, almost, break my fucking vocal cords, yelling in the booth. That's why I was sounding so angry also.
Wax. That was like 4 years ago. And I was supposed to be on Pun's album, and they didn't make it because they couldn't clear a beat. But, I used it again. I had to do it. To me, that was like my first joint I ever wrote. And people like that now, they gonna think my style when I do my album.
That's Big Gilly.
What chain you got on?
That's the one. Oh no, that's the one. Yeah, I bought that from Marcus, from Gilly's brother. I think.
What chain is it though? What's on the pendant?
I traded them. I think I bought it. It's a Cuban chain, my Terror Squad chain.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's the one. My Terror Squad piece that Pun gave me the Terror Squad piece. It was scripted in the back towards me. Cuban link, my brother. I love you.
Definitely hot. What's gonna be your next single off?
You know what I love though, like the nostalgia of this interview, because that's how they used to do it. Put in like the concert footage and everything like that.
I want the Pink Joint to be the next one.
Pink Joint.
I want to go island hopping, but different islands and just do it. It's like a tropical song. It's, you know, and it's that up tempo club joint. You know, just gonna want to shake your ass, but. You know, probably cheat on her too. Call time is funny. So we can go many ways.
Hey, let me ask you, what's your favorite song on the album?
My favorite joint is Hey Mama.
Hey Mama?
Yeah, that's the joint I left to my mom's.
Telling you, that's my favorite song of yours of all time, bro.
Yeah,
that
just fucked it up. I fucked it up with the fucking Tony Sunshine Under the Sink. Nah, I think I fucked that up.
Nah, not at all.
Back. You put this shit in the back, and all I can think about is this thing under the sink talking about, hey, mama.
Oh, yeah, because I put the beat in the background and at the end of the clip, right? But he did a great part, you know, great job on that song, though. You know, you can't deny that.
I coached him.
Yeah. You coached him how to sing it.
Everything that Baloney spoke ever got on with me. Remember, tell me what you want from me, to the ain't no sunshine, everything, every song that he was with me on, still telling lies to me. You know, ooh, girl, I love you. So I coached him for it. It was me bringing him in. So, you know, he had a big part in my 24K album.
But I'm telling you,
I wanted that to set the tone for him. Like, well, Pun did for me. You know what I'm saying? Joe did for Pun did for me, and I was going to do that for Tony. You know what I'm saying? As far as the singing world. And, you know, that was my whole objective. I didn't have no fucking like percentage in Tony's career. I didn't get no money for that.
You did it for love.
For love.
You loved him.
For love? Okay, let's not go gay on it.
I'm not saying in a gay way, okay? That's your mind is getting dirty.
No, you're the one that you can laugh. No, it was done for, of course, for the friendship we had, for the love, for me believing in his talent, for him, you know, also taking my instructions to the perfect T. You know what I'm saying? Me and him made a great team when it came to like putting things together. I had that chemistry with him, but I got that chemistry with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I can say that about a lot of people that I worked in the studio. So it just boils down to me fucking being a great fucking composer and working with artists.
Well, you know, you did the great thing at the end of that song by telling your friend to play the guitar, right? Because that's the real emotional part. That's the part.
That was Ken Lewis. He makes the song. He played that shit.
Yeah, that's the part where it's like, if you really love your mom, by that time that part comes on, you in tears. I'm telling you, you in tears by the time that part comes on.
That was the outro.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
She's still alive and all that, but you know, I wanted to make a song in my album to represent my creator. You know what I'm saying? You know, aside from God, of course, but you know, Mom Dukes is the one that really lives with you.
And even back then, even back then, I was talking about God. You see that?
Right.
Even back then, God been a part of my life. Even though I was in a whole.
Yeah, but they say that you had a fake baptism and everything, and that you're hypocritical.
Fake baptism, like I'm talking about back then. I didn't even met these dudes back then. No, I'm just saying my mouth, out my mouth, my words. God was still in my speech. I was still talking about the King of all kings. That's what I'm saying. So I know he protected me in other ways, in many ways. My shit is very spiritual, you know, from Flowers to the Dead. Like, it's just there for me. I don't know how to explain it. Even back then, I didn't know how to explain it, but I know that God was a part of it. I never said, demon time or none of the devil shit, you know? And it was never a fake baptism. It was done when I went with Level, and he invited me to over there, was for me to witness the miracle of God changing a brother like that. He was a gang member. He was a crazy individual. He went through his life, and I went over there, witnessed his testimony. He invited me to his church to make me a believer, to reconcile to my relationship with him, because we fell off, because he chose to go also somewhere else with it, to the other side. And you know, what other side it is, you usually go to that side. So, you know, I took the invitation he asked me for, and I went over there. And in the middle of his service and everything, he got to a godly moment, and you know, he has a part in his sermons where he starts at the end of his sermons, he goes and he baptizes people that want to get baptized. And we was there, you know, I felt the godly moment. He asked me, "Yo, Q, do you want to get baptized?" I said, "Yes, come on, my brother." And that meant more than, well, of course, it meant everything with God being attached to it, but it meant also my forgiveness and my love for my brother and how proud I am of what he's become and how you let God take the wheel. So that was done for those reasons, was just godly reasons. So it's never nothing fake about that. You know what I'm saying? They can spin it any way you want, whatever. You know, but I'm telling you the real shit here.
Have to give them back. And if you messed up and you know hurt her, then you ain't just song right here and be the perfect apology for you to play for your mother. And I make her, you know, she'll probably cry over here. It's some more straight up bondage. You know, if you're a thug, you don't feel me. That's a Scarface sample. But he went and he saw his mom do it in the movie. Go check that. Hey Mama.
Play how you want with Pink. Getting back to that song.
And
That's,
you know,
that's a real hot combination, you and Pink. Who came up with?
Yo, you know, it's my like, Hey Mama was my creation from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
From the idea, from me telling J.O. what I wanted, you know, and the J.O. was actually the guy who did the beat, Dominican guy. That's my bro, too, back him and Noodles. But it was J.O. that did that beat. But I took, when he was doing beats, he did the Why Me also. He did the Triz, Bet Your Man Can't. He did that. And then when I got to my album, I told him what I wanted. He just played exactly what he did. I think Noodles helped him with it. But I told him to use that sample. So it was my direction. I did the Puffy on that from beginning to end. I wrote the hook, you know, the melody and everything. I got it from the movie Scarface. So I just want to let you know that fact. That's why it was special.
Gotcha.
That idea to have Pink on your joint?
Well, I know one of her dancers is my dog. He danced for her. And he said, yo, we a dope idea, you know, if Pink could do something with you. I was like, Pink? He said, that girl that sing that song, the platinum joint? But nah, Pink, when she came, I mean, when she heard about me, she was like, you know, she was anxious to work with me because I didn't know she had love like that for hip hop. But she straight up told me, "You're one of my favorite artists. I'm glad to work with you." And you know, she came the next day to the studio and laid it down, and I was like, "Oh man."
She a wild one too.
Oh,
Pink.
Oh, that was something. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, she was a wild one. And that was the first record ever, like she ever did it with a hip hop artist. I thought Atlantic would go crazy over this. You know what I'm saying? And she killed it.
Yeah.
I wrote that hook too for her. I wrote that
because she was talking a little bit about more clean stuff, right? Because like on that record, she's talking about smoking blunts and all that stuff.
She had like an R&B flavor to her when she started.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, you know who put that together? My man, Footprints. He was a dancer for Janet Jackson. He used to dance with her. So he put that together. He was, you know, one of my friends too, and me and Pun's friends. Terror Squad affiliate also. But he was his idea to get Pink on it. So he brought her. He was dancing for her at the time, and he brought her to the studio, and we hit it off. I sent it to the hospital. I got her that drunk. The ambulance had to come to my studio to street light recording.
What?
Yeah, she got.
Oh, you got to save some of these stories for the live we doing on the 24K album. All right, you're giving away too much good game right now.
Pink, man. Shout out to Pink. I know, you know, Pink is dope.
Yeah,
and I'm proud of her too. You see what she became. But I've been saying it would have been crazy, right? In my mind, just that combination of Cuban Link, an upcoming artist out of nowhere with a white, you know, beautiful, talented upcoming artist also as Pink. You see what she did with her career and how great she is. Like for those two energies to meet at that time, and we have this. Pink never did a hip hop song ever. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm coming out. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the beat is like the Spanish shit to it, salsa. So you got the white side to it, you got the Cuban side to it, and you got the salsa with the Puerto Ricans and everything. As far as like Eve just came out at the time. What y'all niggas want? So it was a lot of that rhythm, that Latino rhythm at the time. So I thought that was like a smash. Like what is there else to think about? Like if I could send that up to Atlantic's supposed to be like, let's move on this. Let's get paid whatever she want. And she was upcoming, so she wasn't that expensive. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, wow, like what the hell these dudes did.
And you was rapping some pretty explicit stuff on it too, because you was all like,
it might have been too long. We could have cut the verses down.
No. I'm just saying that you were pretty explicit in your description of certain things on there. You know what I mean?
I was the Cuban Coochie rap. I did the whole, rated X.
Yeah, you was like, pop that pussy, mommy.
I doing a lot of things. I said a lot, but that was my image too. We did the whole Triz.
Right.
Triz was explicit as F. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm just saying because Pink was on it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it made it interesting even more that you were rapping.
Before Pink,
raw
I did my own thing. I did the before Pink got even on it. I had the Dame un beso en el pecho. I had that as the hook, and I had the Don De Niro Baloney. Because you can see him in the footage when I'm performing. He's there. I had him there like a fucking little sidekick because I brought him too because I had love for him. So I brought him there with the Terror Squad. You see Gilly. You know what I'm saying? He's over there hyping me up when he was the road manager, but I had that relationship with Gilly. Like I was confident in him. He knew my rhymes. So, that's my boy back then. So, we don't just let anybody hold a mic. You know what I'm saying? So Gilly, I put Gilly there with me. So like I said, I put people always by the side of me, never, behind me, or I always gave them that love and that, that trust and everything. But
Did you see Don De Niro commented on your TikTok?
Yeah, they on my dick right now because I'm getting hot. That's what it is. They all want to come out the fucking caves that was in the Beluga's blowhole. Now they want to come out the fucking, and say the story that I've been talking about for forever. And now they see somebody, they do it for this. They do it for views. You know what I'm saying? So, I wish they all come out. I bring them all to the spotlight.
But you saw what he said, though?
He said some funny shit. Yeah, he paid like $25,000 for this. He's trying to say that he paid for everything. Yeah. I seen that. It's baloney. They didn't pay for shit. Nigga, it was Bruce. Bruce was this record label. We the one. It was Rico in between that, and it was me too. But I was chaperoning them through the whole Source Awards. It was because of me that he got to go to the Source Awards. He paid like you're supposed to pay. If you got a budget and you got a label behind you as an artist, of course, nigga, they gotta pay for you. You didn't come out with that money. You didn't come out with that money. That's like me saying that after Atlanta gave me the $1.4 million, saying like I gave the money to these people. Like this is the money that we are using to build this product, to promote it, to market it, to get videos done. When I got my $1.4 million from Atlantic, that money is to go to videos. It's to go to billboards. It's to go to marketing.
Recording.
Yeah, recording. My recording budget alone was like fucking $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like what these dudes are talking about. They come out their own pocket or something. Yeah, you are responsible for it, but you're supposed to use that for that. So that's what I'm saying. What kind of mentality? Like when Joe says that shit, I gave Liza $1 million for that. Like he came out his pocket for it. Joe should have said that when Pun died, it was an insurance thing that they had, which was it was Richard Isaacs, Steve Rifkin, and Joe was the beneficiaries of Pun's life insurance, which was $1 million, and they split it 3 ways. Did he give anybody to the kids, to Pun's kids at that for their dad dying? Did he put anything in escrow for them? That's what I'm telling you. These dudes is fucking false. Fake niggas. They don't say what they need to be said. How fucking grimy they are.
It's crazy, man. But that outfit that you had on, that blue suit with the hat and the bandana. Yeah,
that was Where You At. I wrote that whole song.
But you was looking kind of like.
I wrote his verses for Where You At. I got my man in Florida. My man, shout out to Jason Norris and all of that. They put us with the guy who shot that video. That video cost like $200,000.
Damn.
Yeah, for Don De Niro. Me acting like a manager at the time. I was taking my break from the Terror Squad shit. You know what I'm saying? I only got $20,000 from that guy. And that was for when I leave, Jersey, I pay my mortgage because I'm going to be in Miami. So just pay the mortgage. I didn't even ask for nothing. All I was expecting is for him to go to the label and go, Cuban nigga's my manager. I get my 20% from there. I get my 15% from there when we would do future shit. But I wasn't never asking nothing up front. I wrote that nigga's whole first album. and all of that. He was using my name to get in this fucking game. So what, you think it's free or something? For that nigga to say that he paid $25,000 like he came out of his pocket, motherfucker, he's just more disgusting than what you could ever see. Like I ever think right there. For him to even bring money into a situation, I did everything for that faggot with no money. Out of love again, out of him, you know, being Cuban, out of him, me believing in him. He got the nerve to say he paid for, nigga, you didn't pay for nothing. You get a fucking peon. I should have treated you like that. And Joe hated you. Joe hated you. They wanted to beat the shit out of you. Because they knew that you was a baloney. So again, my bad. I should have let Joe and them niggas stomp your ass out. How many times I saved these fucking balonies? But go ahead.
But you remember when I was talking to him about interviewing him, he didn't want to.
No, I don't want to even hear about this faggot. I completely.
All right. Well, you brought it up. I'm just saying.
Well, I just wanted to say what I want to say.
All right. Well, hey, they asking when the Here We Go remix is coming out.
Oh, it's coming out soon. As you already know, Lord Jamar is taking his sweet time again.
Yo, that shit is fire. The way that you did the chorus. No, you did the chorus for Hit the Road Jack, but you said Hit the Road Crack.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Yeah. Okay, you like it? It's a different energy.
It's a different energy. It's a more hardcore vibe to it. I love the original. Don't get me wrong, because it's real hip hop. You know, feel. It's like real boom bap kind of vibe. So it's like depending on the mood. I feel like you play either one.
It's a headbanger. It's a headbanger. Shout out to Cocotazo, my man.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry, y'all, with the word. I'm sorry.
Real. It's thorough, you know. I'm there for it. So, my man Ed hooked that up, though. That's a dancer. That was beautiful.
Taste the Patriot. This joint is super hot. And for all y'all ladies that's logged on right now.
Wait, I just want to comment, right? Do you guys see
my bad about the maggot word, you know.
Yeah.
I be getting in my feelings and I get caught up.
But do you guys see that literally his story has never changed? That literally 25 years later, he's saying the same exact thing. He just told us about how that backup dancer set up that pink thing, right? Next thing you know, I hit play and he says the same exact thing. His voice sounded a little different, but literally you could close your eyes and it's the same story. It's crazy, bro.
Nah, man, I don't lie. That's why they hate me. They hate me. And look, right now we're about to go in a clip that says Taste the Pastry. I forgot about that song. That song, that's the taboo. We're going deep into the description when we do the 24K breakdown. But
all right,
I added Prospect and I added Tony again and I added Sace. Once again, a posse cut. You know what I'm saying? It's a cipher cut. You know what I'm saying? Those were my dudes that I wanted to showcase on my album. My album. So it wasn't something that was you're supposed to do that. On my album, I did that. I brought my team with me.
Right.
I'm saying you got to hear this joint. For all y'all fellas logged on right now, you need to play this one right here. You know what I'm saying? You want to get next to your lady because it's straight butter. You know what I'm saying? Tell them who you got on this joint, on that Taste the Pastry joint.
Taste the Pastry. I got my man Triple Sage. You know, that's another one of my dogs before this rap game. You might have heard of the Trez and all that. I got my dog Prospect too. He got heat. And we just decided to make this record for the ladies, you know, because, some dudes do taste the pastry. And, but you just got to know who you tasting, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather, that song I wrote right there is for my wife, straight up. That's the only pastry I'm going to taste. So, but it got that mellow taboo beat. Matter of fact, it's sweetest taboo, Sade. We sampled that over, and I'm doing a little singing in the background. My man Tony Sunshine on top of me. And it's just
your man Tony Sunshine, you see that?
All right.
That's some songs, so the ladies gonna definitely feel that. If fellas get that song, put it on, you're gonna get smashed.
Joint Why Me? You got with Fat Joe, straight banging. Track is super hot. Who did the production on that joint?
Oh, that's an in-house producer. His name is J.O. He's down with the Compadres. He's one of my in-house producers, that helped build up. And he definitely, he had heat from the beginning. It's like right now he's gonna be known that he got heat. But yeah, he did that.
Men of business, need I say more? Q, tell them who's on this record with you.
That's Nori setting it off. You got my man North Tariq. And after that, you got me blazing some hardcore thug. After that, we got G Rap, one of the illest rappers ever.
My favorite verse on that track no offense to you, is Lord Tariq's, because of the multi-syllable that he did on that shit was ridiculous, bro.
Thick in the dicks and thick in
Yeah,
the
like venomous pits. Like he just went off on that. That was crazy.
My favorite one is Lil Fame. Lil Fame is my favorite.
Oh yeah, from MOP. Yeah, he did his thing too.
Yeah.
Let me take you on a wild ride, right?
No, that was Billy.
Oh, that was Billy. Mm-hmm.
Billy Dance, yeah. But
that was crazy though.
Lil Flame killed that shit, smoked that shit.
Never grab a mic, you know, legend, me especially. And to end it off, we got MOP. What? Who could do it like them? You know what I'm saying? Duo, best duo, for real. And that shit's called Man of Business. And that's strictly what we talking about, business.
Who's some of the MCs that you grew up listening to, and who's some of the rappers that have been inspired?
Inspired me, I gotta say, guys like G-Rap. You know what I'm saying? His way of putting words back in the days is still a question right now. People can't do it like he was doing it back in the days to this point. You know, it was just he wasn't recognized as that, as far as like the camera and on him like that. But you know, that brother right there took rap. You know, he advanced rap. Guys like Rakim, you know, the poetical thinker, goes deep beyond building pyramids. You know, it's poet. You know, what more can I say? Nas, you know, he first came out, changed the game too. Got that thug, you know, intelligence, poet from the streets.
Yo, are you at the bus stop doing this interview or something? Like, damn, bro, like you hear all the buses driving by.
What you want me to tell you, buddy? I don't know what the fuck this is. You know what I mean?
You don't even remember.
I look like I'm in a fucking like a gym, maybe a school, a gym.
You outside of the gym with that concrete wall behind you.
Yeah.
You know, Run DMC, of course, led the way. You know how that go. Of course, they inspired me. Uncle J, you know, take it all around the world. He can do any song and, you know, make you like it. So he's just poetical genius. Them cats, you know, you put them in a ball, and that's what I'm thinking. Right there, that's what made me who I am today, right there. Listen to them.
No doubt, Coochie Rapper, I had a pleasure of meeting back in the day in the Juice Crew. We drank beers together and kicked it in the studio together in Queens.
Okay.
Roxanne Shante is a personal friend of mine. The Juice Crew was definitely a crew to be reckoned with back in the 80s. You know, there was a lot of battling going on, you know, with the Juice Crew coming from Queens and KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions, from your neck of the woods, the Bronx, you know, as you know. Now, there's a little tension in New York from what we understand. It's like Nas coming from Queens and Jay-Z and Bleak from Brooklyn. You know, let me ask you, Cuba, as a Terror Squad, had anybody had the nuts to step to y'all lyrically?
Lyrically, I mean, I hear little punches here and there. I don't know if they're talking about us, but, you know, I don't feel like, every time I put my mind to it today, it's too mind-boggling. So I say, fuck it, they're not talking about us. If there was real, you know what I'm saying, they'll come up to me and tell me I'm talking about you, or they'll say in a song. So I didn't pay too much attention to that. But definitely it's tension, you know, in the air. I don't know why. It's like they don't want to speak their mind. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? Take it back.
Why you didn't talk about the Sauce Bunny situation right there? It seemed like he was holding back.
They didn't go directly with it. They didn't do it directly. So it's like it's indirect. Just, you know, to this day, it was like he wasn't talking about us.
Right.
So I gotta keep the same energy. That's what I said. It's real. You gotta do it. Like, say it. It wasn't. I don't do the subliminal shit. You see, Joe does the subliminal shit all day. Does. You know what I'm saying? But I never was the type to do that. I'll tell you straight in your face. I got a problem with you.
That's true.
Well,
for sure. Cartel, eat it. Who's some of the cats you got on that joint? The Cartel.
Cartel, that's my name. You know, upcoming, you know, rappers. You know, they're part of my team. I'm bringing them out too. I'm starting up my own label in a minute. I don't want to jinx it, but you know, you know.
This part right here, I think, got Joe real mad.
100%.
He didn't want you to be in a position of power right here.
Of course. That's the jealousy. That's where the jealousy comes. It's like, yo, you're still gonna get 20% from me, homie. We still feeding each other. Why can't we dream the way we dream? And you showing us the way. You know, you think I didn't get inspired when we fucking did the Terror Squad thing, when you got me, Pun, the Says, and I'm again, like, we want to do that. Like, Pun have Foundation Records. You know, you inspired him to do that. And then you're supposed to help us So then that's how we do it. Whatever Ponzi scheme you ever thought of, that's the right Ponzi scheme. We back you up still. You still get trickling money with us. You know what I'm saying? And then you support our dreams. That's what you're supposed to do for artists. But he took it like, oh, we biting, we taking this money and maybe in his head. That's what he did take it like. Because he's a fucking beluga. He's a greedy bastard. That's it. But go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, you just want me to talk shit. That's what you want me to do.
No, I'm just letting you know that as soon as I saw that, I already knew. I was like, Joe not gonna like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to keep it a secret for a minute until I got all the papers together. But cartel, as far as the cartel to set it off, was my man Billy Clubs. You know, spin fire. Got my man Buck 50 on it. Got my man Ray's straight up from the LES. Billy Clubs from the Bronx. Bucks from the Bronx. Got my man Coleon from Yonkers. You know, straight up Cuban refugee, just like me, with a green card still. Got my man Don De Niro, blazing it, from Jersey. And my man Brief Hustle, who started his career with Punt. You know, he had to blaze my joint.
Look at that. Look at that.
Right there.
Look at that. Look at that.
You really think that all women cheat?
Stop, you fuck.
Sorry.
Do you see what Cuban does?
What do you do?
What Cuban did? All of these guys that I gave a shot to on my platform, on my timing, trying to lift my brothers up because I believed in their talent. Put them in the spotlight so they could get heard. They could do their own thing. Bring them up from the situations they're in as far as their dreams of being an artist and me supporting their dreams. That's what a Cuban link did. It's a young motherfucker like that. That's what I was fighting for. And you go back now and you fast forward. You see all these names that I just, except maybe for Billy Clubs. Everybody else, where they at?
What happened with Reef?
I don't know. I seen him once. I took a picture with him as SOBs. I had no connection with him. Reef was just from Punch Camp. I showed him love because, of course, you know what I'm saying, I was around him and all of that, but it was really more Punch Camp. But I like Reef. Reef's my, like, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with Reef. I fucked with everybody that was on that shit. Buck 50 was the name, you know, a little man from Forest Projects. He was in the same building from Tony Sunshine. I brought him up. He was nice from the PN mob. I gave him a spot. Billy D's from our projects from Little Bills. That's my homie to this day. Then you got Ray's from LES, from the GIs, Ghetto Inmates, which True Life is from.
Right.
Fucking with me. I put Ray's on that track because we built a relationship. He's the one that brought all the GIs to my studio sessions, and I got to get to know them. But he doesn't even shout me out to this day. None of them. And they still rapping. Then you got who? You got Don De Niro, another fucking fake, you know what I'm saying, individual that was around me that I gave a shot to. Nobody liked him. I had to write his rhymes. I believed him so much that I believed in, because he looked like Manolo back in the days. He would have the ponytail, so I was like, oh, you're going to be my Manolo. I met him in Pink Pussycats in Miami with his brother, Oscar. And, you know, I invited him in. He got back to New York. I invited him to a session. He came with the gandule, you know, the Cuban plates, the food. So, you know, he brought that spice into my little New York scene. And I love that because, I mean, I love my Cuban culture. So, you know, saying he was a car salesman, you know, but I believed in him. I put him in the Terror Squad album, The Cartel. Who else do I got on there?
Wait, but Rap Scene just dropped this comment. Salute Cuban and Panda. This was shot in LA, Hollywood. It was at the hotel they were staying at. The window was open. There is a lot of traffic. The show was the next day in San Diego. Okay. Salute to Rap Scene, man. Appreciate you.
Salute, my brother. I know this. You see this footage is gonna be famous. I know you was holding it back for a minute, but you know this is the time, so we got to let the world see it. And I appreciate you, man, for putting it out. That would have helped it. That fucking a little earlier in the life when I was talking shit. I would have loved it if you would have did it back then. Fuck it. But it's all right, man. We good. The time is what it is. God made it happen.
Yo, what's this person talking about here? They said, yo, Panda, we never turned on him, and we recorded most of the Bang Bang Boogie songs for free. It was Cuban that made that happen. AOM Studio in Jersey. E.T. was the owner. Ask him if we ever turned on him.
I don't know what he's trying to say. But they turned on E.T. They turned on E.T. They never, it was all for free, but it was like the album for Wu. That's for us. He recorded us for us. We never have to pay ET. That's my brother too. He was rolling with me, so he opened up his studio for us. Whenever they Bang Bang Boogie wanted to record, ET will open the doors and be like, "Yeah, we could record." They never paid a dime. You know what I'm saying? He never asked him for nothing either, but there's no gratitude at the end. ET feels a certain way too with my song and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I had to take that in because I invited them in. They're my peoples. So now I look wrong with my man ET. He opened his doors up to them because of me. So what do you think? What do you think I'm gonna get from ET at the end of the day? I'm getting a fucking earful talking about, yo, my peoples ain't shit. Yo, y'all niggas use me, and I'm gonna get the burden of that. You think I have to go through that? But I never said nothing to them. You know? But yeah.
Or were you like misled in a certain relationship to make you do that joint, or what's behind cheat on her?
Well, cheat on her was a record that Pun did. Like that was his record. It was supposed to be in his album, but he told me that he was gonna give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't coming to my sessions like he should have, and I was mad. So he just said, "All right, Q, fuck it, I'm gonna give you a song." So he just gave me the song. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put, Genuine on it." I try to gas him up. So he was like, no doubt. He gave it to me. But, Genuine thing couldn't come through. So we got Carl Thomas, and I'm regretting to even think that Genuine could do this.
Yo, Carl Thomas, he already had the song "I Wish I Never Met Her" out at this time.
Yeah, that's the summertime and all that shit was out.
Wow.
I mean, summer rain.
When Carl Thomas touched it up, I was like, God was helping me, and Paul was helping me. He was the right guy to do this. So definitely, that was the song.
Wait, isn't this the song that Tony said that he sang on before Carl Thomas?
He did.
Okay.
So he always pre-sang a song for us. Whenever we need an R&B artist.
So he did the reference track.
Yeah, he always did.
Pun's album, though, you know what I'm saying? But I love it. Straight up, that the whole message on that song is about guys cheating. When a girl cheats, she gonna hit you in the heart, and she gonna break that. She ain't gonna stomp it, and she ain't gonna stop until she stomp your heart right in front of your face. That's all that means. In the relationships, people cheat. It's reality. People cheat. People do their thing. But if you think that you cheating and she doesn't know, imagine what she'll do to you. She's doing behind your back. You know what I'm saying? And when she do it, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be with your brother, or with your family member, or with your cousin, or with your best friend, to hurt you. So that's the whole message on that.
Fat Joe and Big Pun definitely put Latinos on the map. Out here on the West Coast, we got Cypress Hill, Kid Frost putting it down. Do you feel that it's been like a little harder being Latino, proving yourself as a true MC?
Oh, hell yeah.
In the rap game?
Definitely. It's hard, but it's hard because you have to work double, you have to show them 10 times what you can do so they can respect you, as far as just putting you up in a category and be like, okay, he's nice, or he's all right. Matter of fact, he's just all right, so it's hard, man, because this is a black game right here. It's all pay homage to this hip-hop game. It's black founded, it's put together like that. We coming in the game, but don't forget that we was there back in the days too, break dancing, writing graffiti. The whole hip hop movement was.
Yo, wasn't you hot as hell in that fucking leather jacket?
Yeah, let me think back fucking 30 years and find out how my balls are sweating.
I mean, you in California. It wasn't like you in New York and it's fucking cold as hell, man. Come on.
I don't know. We was on a Tim leather. I don't know. It must have been.
I'm just fucking with you, man. I just like to talk shit. All right. Like, let me think about 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years when my balls are sweating or not. It's crazy.
It's all of us together, with cardboards, pop locking. As far as working together back in the days, that's what the whole thing was about, working together, and the blacks really control the mic straight out. You know what I'm saying? Black people control the mic. And right now, since Pun came, now you can say it's a Spanish guy that's nuts. You know what I'm saying? We can handle anybody straight up lyrically, which we never. Back in the days, you can pop lock against a Spanish dude, and he'll do things the freaky. Nobody Spanish on break dances and all that. And but anyway, the whole thing is that hip hop It's universal, and that's what is coming out now. As far as like guys like Pun, guys like Eminem.
You see, Italiana said that that shit's heavy as fuck too. That's why your shoulders is going down, man. The jacket is just too heavy, bro.
To get into a deep conversation talking about my balls.
No, people do anything to look fly though.
That jacket was probably 3X. That shit probably didn't fit.
You stole Pun's jacket then, basically.
No, Pun had like a 6X. I had like a 3X.
Had a 6X.
Everybody had like a 3X. Just 2 or 3. The bigger that you had, the better at the time. That was the baggy clothes era. Right.
Your fucking jeans was probably like at a 38 and shit like that.
Definitely. 38, 100%.
It's always going to be one guy that's, different. That's going to rep for their race like that. But strictly hip-hop is universal. Make it happen.
I interviewed one of the legends in the game on the rap scene, MC Light. In that interview, she gave advice for MCs trying to come out on the rap scene, which was to be original. Cuban Link, I must say, you definitely are original. You have a style of your own, and you can always tell a real MC when you spit your rhymes. It's like you're coming from deep inside, and I think that's important. What advice would you give the cats trying to come out on the rap scene right now?
Don't give up on your dreams, man. If you was built to be a rapper, don't quit. Don't quit. Don't let nobody surround your circle. Just fake. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to the haters. Don't, just go against all odds, man. Like Pac said. And, straight up, don't give up. So once you quit, it's over. You can't come back to it.
When did you want to be a rapper? When did you know that you wanted to be a rapper?
Since 7th grade, man. When you started speaking English, the whole just hip-hop culture just called me like, okay, these are the streets. This is what we about. The surroundings, the ghetto, all that.
Look how excited you are to just talk about hip hop right here. I think that's what's the best part about this interview is just like the pure love for hip hop. You could tell like how excited you get just to even talk about that.
I still got that. When I'm in that mode, my music, creating, on the creative side, I'm always in that. Like I bring that back. It's in me. Slow down. Pause. It's turning gay again. Go again.
And I just put, my pen on the paper and started doing little raps here and there. Guys like Run DMC, inspired me, things like that back in the days. Instead of taking notes, I used to write rhymes. And, that's how it started.
Another thing I like about your style, Cuba, your songs have meanings.
You're doing it and talk about it. If you did it, talk about it. That's it. But, some cats don't be living what they be rhyming about. So, it depends, you can feel it. There's always feelings involved, you can feel a real nigga when you see him. And when you talk to him, you chill and hang with him. You can feel a certain vibe when it's, when a rapper rhymes. If he's real or not, his attitude is put into that rhyme. So as far as it's doing, as long as you talk from your heart, I think people gonna dig it.
What are some of the good things and some of the bad things that you've encountered, that came along with your success?
Shit, a lot of problems, man. More money, more problems. Couldn't be said better. A lot of things, a lot of like behind the scenes shit. As far as labels and all that. I gotta see the whole picture. Like business is business, not personal. That transition right there was like I couldn't understand that. It was like I thought everybody was in it to get money together. And at the end of the day, it's one, it's them cats right there that just want the whole pie. And then you got
how foreshadowing is this part right here that you said? This crazy. Were you talking about Joe at the time, like secretly, like subliminally, or no? Like you're just like
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. But shit, that means everything, right? That's exactly what I'm on right now.
Right. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, there goes again. Me predicting the fucking future and bullshit, saying it out my mouth, and then get caught with the same situation. Like I say it, and I get caught in the situation I get caught on. You
really like Back to the Future, like that line that you said on Hey Mama, right? Time flies. It's like Back to the Future.
Yeah. I never seen this either.
You what?
I haven't seen this. Like, this is the first time.
I know, but it's crazy, man. It's a good representation, though, of you.
You gotta catch them before they start slicing it. And then after that, they got, the belief in a record label. Got to believe in the artist. Sometimes that's tricky, man, because they got 1,000 artists and they got to make their mind who they got to believe on. And if it's not you, then it's like, whoa, okay, you know. But definitely problems, man, problems. Not saying that I'd rather just be back to the hood, just chilling in the corner, and then I'm saying that, you know, smart nigga, bottom line. Don't take advantage of he's in the hood, just chilling. And when you bring him up, you know, you can try to do what you want with it without him saying nothing. So, you know, so straight up, there's a lot of more problems in that aspect. And that's why my shit been pushed back, you know, a little extra time maybe. And don't worry, he ain't gonna stop nothing, you know? His destiny is destiny. It's meant to be.
What would you like to be doing 10 years from now?
10 years from now, I'm gonna have like 4 companies. You know, straight up from my clothing line to my label deal, to my acting deal, to my modeling deal, and still rapping. Right up.
Is there anyone that you would like to work with that you haven't worked with on this album?
Yeah, I want to work with cats like, man, DMX. You know what I'm saying?
Right there, you see that?
No.
You see that? That's how much I love my fucking brother DMX. You see that?
That would have been a crazy track, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I can hear
DMX,
it.
like I'm just bringing him up. That I'm on, you know.
I can hear it in my head already.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't even know I said that, but look.
Cats like Jay-Z. Just to do it. Just to be like, okay, that's right. You know, you feed off that.
You would have made Joe so mad if you did a song with Jay-Z. He would have been tight.
We did everything. We had fights and shit with Rockefeller and Jay-Z. Look, I wanted to do a song with Jay-Z because I respected his pen, right? Man. You know.
Energy always makes you steps up your game.
I think I was ready.
Especially when in competition like that too. So, you know, it's all love. It's all love, but still it's like, okay, I'm gonna rip it. Yeah, you do that, but I'm gonna do this. So that builds up the potential to do better.
What are some of the things that the fans can expect in the future from the Terror Squad?
Terror Squad got a lot of projects, man. You got Fat Joe coming right after me. You know, my album, Cuban 24 Carats, March 6th. Fat Joe's album, Jose, Jealous One Still Envy, is going to be dropping right after mine. Remy Martin, First Lady of the Terror Squad. She's going to be killing shit. If you probably heard that. And the Girl Fight soundtrack, you know, Remy Martin stepped on the scene like what? Button album number 14, like what? She's crazy. Tony Sunshine, first R&B singer of the crew. It's crazy too, man. Crazy voice. He's on like 4 of my joints. Prospect album should be coming out. Triple Six album should be coming out right after that. Like not in order like that, but like straight up banging them like at once.
You know, we on the West Coast right now. Matter of fact, we're in Hollywood. And speaking of Hollywood, let me ask you, Cuban Link, have you been asked to do any films? Have you been working on anything? Films lately?
Yeah, this movie is coming out. It's called Blazing. It's coming out March 26th.
Oh, Blazing. Oh my God, man. Yo, the way Angie Martinez with the guns and shit like that.
With the fake blood.
Oh my God. That's the one that the picture that you opening the car door and telling the people come in, right? Oh, that shit's funny.
That was the bootleggest shit ever. But
yo,
but my man who directed the movie though, he was a dope guy. He was a dope, person. And, you know what I'm saying? He was a business dude, and you know we had a good relationship.
7. I'm in it doing a little drama. A little dramatic scene because Angie Martinez gets shot. So, you know, a little drama. See if I can act, you know? So, I'm going to see. I ain't going to see.
Wait, did you get her that role in the movie?
No. They paid us, like, they all wanted, like, the whole Terror Squad.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Let me use the bathroom.
All right. Let's see who's talking in the comments. Let me see. Cuban Link had a bond with Pun. Joe was just a yo, man. Cuban and OG Pop need to do another collab. Yo, that collab is crazy already. That first one, man. Yeah, definitely would be dope to hear them together again. No, I'm gonna ask Cuban about the podcast with Jadakiss and Joe and see what he thinks about that. Let me see. Humble Gemini, shout out to you. She always supporting us. Much love. Thank you for keeping it real and not turning on us like some other people that be fake.
What happened?
No, just shouting out Humble Gemini. She always real with us. She always supporting us and everything, you know, unlike some other fake supporters.
Ciocadians, man. I love y'all.
Yeah. That's what you call them? Ciocadians?
Yeah.
Spider-Man putting up the belugas, you know.
That's all good.
Yeah. All right, let's
yeah, keep on.
Myself acting, so see if I got skills. If I do, then, you know, I'm straight up going to the little class and gonna be a little movie star for real. But you know, I'm doing my little things here. It's coming out on March 27th. It's called Blazing, and it's like a gun hole mother karate flick. It's like Hard Boiled with the Chinese dudes wilding.
Karate flick. Yo, you really bigging this shit up, man. You building it up.
No, they told me that this is what it was. It was a fucking. I said Hard Boiled. You ever see that movie?
Wait, at this point, have you already recorded the movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Did you already know it looked bad?
I never really actually looked at the movie.
Oh, all right, okay.
This is like a promotional run with it.
How do you feel about hip hop online reaching the entire world? You know, we live right now on the internet.
That's right.
You know, how you feel about you know, the way that we had an internet?
Wait, this shit was shot live onto the internet?
Come on, man. Can you play it?
And we can reach the whole world, you know, with hip hop right now.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. You know, that's like the invention of the phone. You know, for us, especially, you know, for entertainers.
This is the first
be a better invention. You know.
You have a website?
Yeah, I do. CubanLink24k.com.
All right.
Side. It's not finished yet though. It's like it's under the working process. But you know.
When are you gonna start your concert tour? Because you know the fans definitely gonna be checking for you after they cop this album.
Well, I'm trying to do a tour, man. I'm trying to do it up. After my album come out, if it do well, then I'm gonna do a little tour. If niggas is acting shy, still in the back of the grounds, then I'm gonna have to do what I have to do, you know. So definitely, I want to definitely tour.
What?
Yeah. I was having problems with you already.
Right here?
Yeah. Because I said if niggas is acting shiesty in back of the grounds, then I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. Yeah. It was already on. Like
some disagreements.
That was probably at the time that they offered me the clothing deal.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I say shit like that, I'm already on my flip mode. That's why my attitude was like that too. I could see.
No wonder then you bring up the label and all this shit like that you starting your own shit.
That's when Joe started blaming Craig Common for my shit.
You start setting the stones already right there.
But I also said that they pushed my album back.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Right. Yeah, you did.
So yeah, that was I really estaba empingado, that was. But I was, still promoting.
You see around the world, meet everybody, give them a little taste of Cuban Link, real shit.
Cuban Link, we'd like to thank you for this exclusive interview. We'd like to thank Atlantic Records, courtesy Atlantic Records. You got any shout outs you want to give? Any last minute words?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the whole Bronx, the whole Cali, to the whole Midwest, East, South, the whole everybody in the world. Cuban Link gonna drop March 6th. If not, in Atlantic, I'm coming to get you.
Yo, you see how telling that
is?
I
was blaming Atlantic. Because Joe told me it was Atlantic. I was blaming Atlantic. He put the bug in my ear that Craig Common was the one. So that's where the attitude was on it like that.
Yo, Cuban Link, the debut album, 24K off the hook. Y'all check for that. We're going to have it available right here on rapscene.com through our affiliate Tower Records. Know what I mean?
Damn, brought it back, Tower Records.
One love.
One love.
Where my dogs at? Where my dogs at?
Yo, who's that guy in the background right there?
Raul, man.
Oh, shit.
It's Raul.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where my dogs at, man?
Look at Don De Niro. That's Don De Niro.
What? That's
That was
Don De Niro? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, where my ladies at? Drop that shit for the ladies. Okay. Come on. Tell me what you need from me. What you need? If you want it, I'ma give it. Come and get it. Say I got it. Your body, mommy, come on, ride it. Me, what you want? Tell me what you need from me. What you need? Give it a flip of me up. Right? Yeah. Dame un beso en el pecho y quítame el pantalón. Let me freak your body with my cacho. I got a spot in the Ramada hasta mañana. Dame un beso en el cuello y quítame el pantalón. Let me freak your body with my cacho.
Yo, it's Cuban Link of the Terror Squad, and you logged on. Rap Scene, baby. You got it, man. What? Cuban.
That's that, man. That was dope, man.
Yeah, but you see, man, you see all these baloney smokers that are talking shit for years about me, man. I had them on stage with me. I brought them right there. I brought my brothers with me. They was on stage. It was my turn to shine with the spotlight on me. But I shared it. I shared it like a good brother should, like my brother taught me. So, you know, that's why I'm so disappointed in a lot of people, you know, because, I mean, proof is in the pudding, man.
You know, we should develop a movie where we do some Back to the Future shit. I come back into time to try to save you and warn you. That'd be fire, man. That would be crazy. Your ass will probably be hemming me up, be like, yo, how you know this shit? I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker.
If I see you hop out of a DeLorean with a big ass panda mask on, I'm fucking drop kicking you.
Yeah, you feel like, how you know this shit? What the fuck you talking about? 20 years in the future, I'm gonna be doing what? And
we should do like a mic booth.
Then I'll be all like, look,
okay,
I know things about you that you ain't never told nobody. Okay, I know about you almost dying when you was a kid. And you be like, stop, and you be like, wait, how you know that?
Okay, get out. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be like fucking Blazing Part 2.
Blazing Part 2.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, okay. Before we end the show, right? They wanted to know what you think about the podcast that Joe just started with Jadakiss.
They should have named it what Jada said. He said, "Crack and kiss, or kiss and crack, or whatever. Kiss and crack."
Oh my God! Pause.
That would have been better. Kiss and crack. Oh my God. No, that would have been perfect. But oh my God, I think I just made a new snap right there. Kiss and crack. That's the name of it. Well, listen. Listen to me. No, it was what I expected. Less than I expected. I thought it was gonna be.
Because a lot of people talking shit about it though.
I think it's a bootleg Cam and Mace.
But the clips that I saw, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I just saw like little clips that they put out on social media. It looked kind of like they just like laying back on the sofa, almost look a little lazy. You know what I'm saying? It didn't seem like
doing what Joe does. He's carrying the conversation on. He's the one, the talker. You know what I'm saying? The extra, put the beluga sauce on top of things, and you know, just if you would like hearing Joe talk, then it might be good for you. But you know, I mean, he's talking bullshit. He's exaggerating shit. He's trying to be funny when he's really not. You know what I'm saying? Jada doesn't have that kind of chemistry, I don't think, with him. He's just laid back, like he smoked 10 blunts. You know, you know, I don't want to be a hater, but kissing crack is definitely whack.
Yo, you didn't like the story he said about running out of the house after smoking weed? And
I just told you my story where I woke up naked with fucking. I just said it in my shit. I woke up naked in front of Puns and the whole family right there. Embarrassing thing in my life. I just said that story. Now he got the story fucking we got naked. I don't know about it. I don't know. I never seen that nigga, but well, I did. We did our trism, you know. But as far as like Not even pause, nigga. We had nothing but girls. So, you know, at that time. Not like I just seen a Beluga butt naked by himself. Never. You know, yeah, we had locomotives going on back then.
Locomotives?
We had a lot of locomotives. I ain't got care front.
Who got Chuck?
But yeah, man. You brought me back to the past with this one right here. You know.
Yeah, man. This was a dope. This was a dope one, man. I can't wait to the next one that we do about 24K. That's gonna be dope. You guys got to tune into that.
Yeah, we'll probably do you know, like episodes like focus on one song every time and go through it. You know.
No, I'm talking about let's do a whole live about the whole 24K album. You know
what I'm saying? But we'll go like song by song.
Yeah, song by song, including the skit, everything, like all the background information. I think that would be dope.
We could do that about all my music. We could do that.
Especially this one is going to be the 24th anniversary though too, because you were supposed to put it out in 2001. So
the chain
24 for 24.
Remember, we started from the beginning. So this is like going back to the beginning. But as far as like through all my career, my life, and where I'm at like now to lead me to where I'm at right now. So we could do that definitely. Yeah,
I think that would be dope. And then I'll be excited to do the chain reaction one, and then we'll do the top 10 diss songs that you've done. It'll be crazy.
Songs, we could do the Broken Chains one.
Yeah.
We could do the chain of command.
But this is mixtapes. This is good for you too, because like we interacting with the audience and really checking their comments and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's good for you too. You fucking little cross promoter.
Cross promoter. I'm helping you, man, because you know what? I'm trying to.
I'm helping you.
You did so much content on my channel. I think that it's a good thing for me to really do more content on yours.
Especially DJing like this. Whenever I tell you about a topic or whatever, you can put it up in the
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I owe it to you, bro.
Right.
You did a lot for me.
To do the same thing I did for you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I owe it to you. I owe it to you.
That's appreciation. I love that. Thank you. Yes. So, with that note, you already know, it's your boy Cuban Link, my boy Panda Chop, and we signing out.
All right, man.
Thank for all of those that, chipped in and help promote the revolution. The Cuban Revolution will be televised. You know, that's my new slogan. Now, people are trying to, just make sure nobody bite it. And then when I said, let's make hip hop great again, make sure nobody bite it. That's all together with me. And I've been said this shit. But watch a lot of fucking shit getting, they start biting it from a different level, and then they're gonna look like they invented it. So I want my audience and my people that have been here witnessing the Cuban Link Revolution happening from the ground up, the grassroots. And you know who was here from the beginning of this chapter of my life? Panda Chop was definitely there. He was the starter. You know what I'm saying? Me and him was the starters of the shit again. So nothing but love for y'all. Thank y'all once again for contributing to the revolution. And we need your help because we got to do this shit dolo. We can't expect nobody to help us except ourselves.
Yeah, and I want to thank Yatu Sabes for donating like 4 different times. Kevin, he donated. Line Skinner donated. The Legend Claw donated. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. That's going to a new box of Newports for your man Q. You know what I'm saying?
And a gallon of Hennessy. You got it right. That's going to be brought out the day that I go in that ring with Hocus 4/5.
You're going to take a quick puff and a swig of Henny.
Man, I'm coming out with 5 cigarettes in my mouth and a pitcher of Hennessy. And we're going to get in that ring.
A pitcher?
And we're going to dance, baby. We're going to dance. Yeah.
You know, like the lemonade pitcher? Yep. You're going to have it in that? That's what you're going to have?
I'll probably have the baseball hats with the straws.
Oh, my God. Yo, that would be crazy.
That's what I'll probably have. The fucking helmet. The helmet on.
Oh, shit.
Yo, but anyway, man, thank y'all for checking out the Cubester. I'm still here. We'll be coming at you soon enough. You know what I'm saying? We'll do another one of this. So you probably see me doing it by myself. In the meantime, you know what I'm saying? Because I know Panda's going to be doing his own thing. And we're going to be doing
but we should do it weekly. We should do it weekly, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So we're making it up right now as we talk. So let's make it happen. This was fun. This was dope. This was a blast from the past. I enjoyed the vision. What was my man's the dude who brought out that footage? Rap scene.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Much love, man. Much love to Cali out there, San Diego. You know what I'm saying? Los Angeles. I love the West Coast. I always admired
Remember you ran there for protection?
Yeah. I went straight to Wack 100's arms. I said, "No, come on, help me from jail, Wacky." He already said that he was fucking with me.
Right.
He already confessed that he was just fucking with me. He was just getting at me because I was signed with Mice.
Right.
You know, he already said that to me. So, I already understood, Like I said, we can forgive here. We can forgive.
Absolutely.
If you come correct, real shit, and it's real. You can forgive, man. My heart got a lot of love to give, man, and a lot of forgiveness, saying that. And it is what it is. This is a situation they put themselves in. I don't even put myself in this. I blame them for that. So, what I'm saying? They'll come around, though. The truth will circulate, right? So that's what we're doing here. Nothing but love. Right. Boy, Cuban Link, signing out. Bow.
It's the Lincoln Panda Show.
Man, roll the clip.